November election.
President Biden came out swinging in an election year State of the Union address, hitting many of the key issues on voters' minds, like his age.
The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are, it's how old are our ideas.
Reproductive rights.
I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
The economy and immigration.
The president also took on his likely 2024 GOP rival, former President Donald Trump, referring to him as my predecessor 13 times.
Willie James Inman, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson remains adamant he did not know he was trying to deliver fake elector packets to Vice President Mike Pence ahead of the certification of the 2020 election. This despite text messages released this week between the senator and then Trump campaign attorney Jim Troupis, showing that Johnson was explicitly told the documents were about the electors. On Thursday, Johnson said he connected Troupis with his chief of staff, but maintained he was unaware of those fake electors.
Learning much more now about a former inmate accused of stabbing a jail guard on Tuesday.
The criminal complaint says 41-year-old Ronell Hart stabbed the officer as the officer exited a parking structure early Tuesday morning. The guard saw Hart and asked him what he was doing in the structure. Hart then allegedly stabbed him 4 times in the neck, shoulder, back, and chest. The officer escaped and stumbled into the jail lobby across the street where medics were called. The guard suffered a punctured lung but is expected to survive. Hart fled but was captured and faces up to 60 years in prison if convicted. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Congress is one step closer to offering TikTok a life-changing choice.
This morning on Capitol Hill, TikTok's time could be running out.
The bill is adopted.
Thursday, Republicans and Democrats on the House Energy and Commerce Committee unanimously pushed along a bill that would give TikTok nearly 6 months to either sever ties with its China-based owner, ByteDance, or be banned from U.S. app stores. Yesterday, TikTok had a message of its own, mobilizing some of its nearly 170 million users to call their member of Congress to object to the legislation. Jared Hill, CBS News.
No snow in the North Woods, spelling continued trouble for so many businesses. Help is on the way.
This season in Vilas County, snowmobile trails have not been open a single day. Chris Creepy runs Wild Eagle Lodge in Eagle River.
The business goes away, and so do the dollars and people's work and livelihoods.
State leaders just extended the deadline to July 31st for companies to apply for millions of dollars in federal disaster relief loans to cover those losses. Greeby tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News he has considered applying, but is already looking ahead.
Let's put the bad news behind us and just get kick-started with summer.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
If you'd like a link to learn more about the disaster loan relief, you can text Northwoods. Do it all one word, Northwoods, Northwoods, right now to the talk and text line 855-616-1620.
Coming up, who knew royalty lived in Fond du Lac?
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:04.
This report is sponsored by Floor Coverings International. Visit floorcoveringsinternational.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They just did the flooring in our house, and it is stunning. Carpet, luxury vinyl plank, in and out quickly. They rolled up with that mobile flooring showroom. Incredible. Came in, walked us through everything. The installation was quick and easy, and it is absolutely gorgeous. FCI, the stars of flooring. Each Floor Covering International business is independently owned and operated. They are the real deal. Go to FCIFloors.com for a free consultation. They'll transform your home. FCIFloors.com.
All bets are off as Jesus' opponents try to ensnare him in a deadly game of gotcha.
It was a high-stakes head game. And Jesus, not only does he keep his cool, he ups the ante. They're playing small time with their Bible trivia and ridiculous trick questions, but he speaks of life and death and of our relationship with the living God.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
UWM Panthers keep dancing, but some fiery comments after the game about how things went down on the floor. We're going to hear from the coach coming up in sports at 6:15.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson will present at the next Greater Milwaukee Committee meeting on Monday, and the president of the Greater Milwaukee Committee chair the committee. The president, Joe Brennan, tells Wisconsin's Midday News he expects public safety to be the mayor's focus.
There's a lot that the Office of Community and Wellness and Safety is doing to try to put money on the street to make sure that we're interrupting violence before it happens. Those are the types of things that the mayor is going to do, but he'll also, I think, challenge the business community, the civic community to be his partners and to be the city's partners.
The big push, of course, will be to eliminate traffic deaths. They want to go to zero traffic deaths by 2037.
No more food trucks on a stretch of Capitol Drive.
The Milwaukee Common Council approved legislation last month that prohibits sales from parked vehicles on both sides of Capitol Drive from 76th Street, extending west to the city limits. This in response to traffic safety concerns and cleanliness concerns. The ban begins on Saturday, March 16th. It applies to the sale of food, clothing, and other items from parked vehicles. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland of District 5 says he is looking for an alternative location for food trucks. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The big cheese once again hails from Switzerland. A Hornbacher cheese made by Michael
the Hornbacher.
Spiker. Yes, the good old Hornbacher.
Sehr gut.
It's from Mountain Dairy Fritzenhaus in Bern.
Ja, Fritzenhaus.
There you go. It was named Best Cheese at the World Championship Cheese Contest in Madison. It's the third straight year a Spiker cheese takes home the top honor. Meanwhile, Wisconsin did very well. Badger State cheesemakers won 39 of the 142 categories.
Known as the Big Mac King for good reason.
My count now is at 34,261.
And counting for Fond du Lac's Don Gorski, who's eaten at least one Big Mac every day since 1972.
I went to McDonald's as soon as I got my first car, and I ate my first 3 Big Macs.
First 3?
I ended up eating 9 that day.
Guinness finally showed interest in Gorski's gastronomical feat in 1997. He still has 30 years of receipts in nearly all of his Big Mac containers.
Mice got at some of them, so I did have to burn some of them.
Gorski tells Wisconsin's Midday News he's healthy and is paid for every single sandwich. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Apparently feeling the need to clarify, Gorski also added his wife is a nurse practitioner and would be well qualified to assist in the event of any sort of health scare.
You know, I've been to his house. He sends me Christmas cards.
He's not like a massive guy or anything, right?
No,
like he's just
taller,
a normal-looking guy.
Yeah, normal-looking guy.
He welcomed you into his home?
Yeah, he was very friendly. Showed me some of his collectibles. People send him stuff. He showed me just the different variations of Big Mac wrappings that he's gotten over the years and the boxes that they used to come in. Fascinating guy.
Did you have a Big Mac that day? It was on the brain. You didn't? No way I could get out of Fond du Lac without them like, hey, I really got it on the brain. Gotta have it. 6:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator, Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com, because today's your day.
No rain yet, Debbie, so what do we have on the roads?
Nothing. It is nice and clear around the area. Not seeing too many problems out there at all. No incidents up on the board either, so happy Friday. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of rain in the forecast for today with breezy winds. High temperatures stay in the lower 40s. For tonight, we'll see that rain come to an end. There could be a little bit of snow mixing in north of Milwaukee as the system wraps up. Breezy winds continue tonight with low temperatures in the 30s. Partly to mostly cloudy skies on Saturday. The chance for a couple afternoon flurries. Still breezy with high temperatures in the lower 40s. We'll start a warming trend on Sunday. High temperatures in the mid-40s with plenty of sunshine. 50s are back by Monday with plenty of sunshine. And then on Tuesday, partly cloudy skies with high temperatures in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 41 degrees to start.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
President and his State of the Union address topping news across the country this morning.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
All right, let's get it going. You got to start with that.
That's your favorite.
Yes.
Boy, it was late last night. It took a while for that to get
It took
going.
the president 10 minutes to get down the aisle.
Yeah, and they started late, and then it took so long to get there.
So we'll break down some of the more poignant moments from the speech coming up at 7:20 this morning, focusing on a few of our Wisconsin sort of related moments right there on the aisle. Wisconsin Congresswoman Gwen Moore. Took me a couple of. I'm like, that's got to be her. Right?
And who was she standing next to?
Right. She had to stand next to MAGA cheerleader Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was there to troll the president with her MAGA hat and some pins and whatever. Looked like Congresswoman Moore got a word in. She did post on her Twitter that she thanked the president for delivering for Wisconsin. So, but she was waiting. And if you have the two of them, if you're the president, the two of them are standing next to you, who would you rather talk to? Congresswoman Moore, nice to see you. Interruptions. Remember we told you on Thursday's show, House Speaker Mike Johnson imploring his caucus not to interrupt during the speech. There were some moments, some in fairness, actually kind of encouraged by President Biden in sort of a back and forth.
With the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing.
Kind of egging him on at that point, right? So you get what you get then if you want to engage. But it was earlier in the speech that there was this shout from the floor.
A president, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's unforgivable.
You hear that shout, somebody? Lies. That's our guy. Wisconsin, freshman Republican Derek Van Orden, Southwest Wisconsin. Multiple sources reporting it was him, not that he wasn't proud of it. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that said that he admitted to them it was him and doubled down on his point. If Biden thinks for a moment President Trump doesn't care about the American people, that is a lie, which is a fine enough take, but man...
You can say it afterward.
Right.
Right.
So many of these guys were live tweeting during the thing, or their staff was, or whatever. Plenty of venues for that. Always been more of a fan of decorum. The president from whatever party is up there, he or maybe one day she gets their time. You have a chance to respond, but
yeah.
So anyway, there's Wisconsin for you at the State of the Union. 6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tax tips up next. They are brought to you by the Neal Group. For less stress with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL Group.net for a free consultation.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group, with a tip from Tucker the Tax Dog. Tax tip number 5. Remember to keep receipts and documents to support the numbers on your tax return. Also, keep a copy of the return you filed. The IRS has 3 years to audit your tax return and ask you for proof of a deduction or income claimed. The state of Wisconsin has 4 years. Lack of substantiation results in not only additional tax due, but also interest and penalties imposed on the additional tax due. Imagine having to pay an additional 20% or more in penalties plus interest for 2 or 3 years. Always read the notice, as many times they are incorrect. Find the respond by date and make sure you send your reply by then. If you are uncomfortable in replying, find a CPA, attorney, or EA who can help you through the process. They can talk to the IRS for you and help you resolve the issue. For more information on this tip and other tax tips, go to neilgroup.net or stop in and see us. You can give Tucker a belly rub and a milk bone.
Spectrum Business is made to work like your small business. Made to do it all with fast, ultra-reliable internet, phone, and mobile services. And made to work with a small business budget. Get 600 megabit per second business internet for just $49.99 a month for 1 year with select bundles. Plus, get an unlimited mobile line for free. Visit spectrum.com/work to lock in this deal now. Learn more at spectrum.com/work. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
So much to my displeasure, you likely heard on the radio, thanks to my friends here, that I just turned 50. Vince Vitrano.
Happy birthday.
Yes, again. For Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, I do appreciate the comments from some of you thought I was a little bit younger. I've got OAW to thank for that. Whether you're into sports, for me it's golf, tennis, pickleball. Maybe it's general fitness for you, or simply your ability to get around without being in pain. You stay younger by staying active. There's no reason to sit on a nagging problem that's keeping you on the sidelines. My medical team at Ortho Wisconsin fixed my knee. They helped me recover from injury over the last summer. Keeping me feeling younger by keeping me in the game. Sprains, strains to chronic pains. These are the doctors you can trust to properly diagnose your problem and treat it. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Sorry, Vince jumped you there. Admittedly, we generally don't lead a sportscast with the UWM Panthers. It just, generally there's some other things that might be a little
There's
bit...
a hierarchy of interest
Thank you.
in
That's
sports.
a great
Yes.
word, right. But holy cow, this morning we got to...
The Panthers in the tournament have eliminated the rival Phoenix. To Indy we go, Milwaukee 95, Green Bay 84.
Yeah, Scott Wars with the call on 101.7 The Truth. As the Panthers beat the Phoenix in Green Bay, they now head to the semifinals of the Horizon League tournament. More on that in a minute. Okay, so the Milwaukee-Green Bay rivalry is alive and well. What a game last night. It got a little hostile there at times. The crowd was getting into it. Listen to Coach Bart Lundy after the game when he was talking to Wars.
95 points against the league's top scoring defense, less than a week after you put up 90 against the league's best scoring defense. And it was
they're not that good at defense, are they?
Ooh, okay, Coach, a little hot.
Lundy a little fired up. He was upset because when he was walking to do that interview with Wars, some fan, he yelled at him. In fact, security almost got in the way there to protect that. And he was also upset with the Green Bay coaching staff with how they were handling things before the game.
They tried everything, tried not to give us practice yesterday, tried to switch the shoot around before the game at 4 p.m. today. We had to get the commissioner involved twice. I mean, just there's ways to they diminish the league. They diminished the league today, and I don't think it's right. I'm going to make my voice heard on this. We'll take the win. Our guys played hard. They played in a hostile environment, and I'm proud of them.
Imagine what he would have said had they lost the game.
My goodness, right. And that's a new coach up there in Green Bay, and they love him up there.
Yeah.
Turn that program around in a hurry.
And he was emotional after the game, too, tearing up about their loss. Up next for the Panthers, Northern Kentucky. 2 more wins, and they're in the big dance. They play Northern Kentucky Monday night in Indianapolis. You can hear that game 8 p.m. pregame, 8:30 tip on 101.7 The Truth. As for the Badgers, big win for them, too. They beat the Rutgers 78-66.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:20.
I know you've seen the headlines about debt. Everyone's got it seems like. You, me, the government. And as debt grows, what does it mean for our individual bottom line? Join me, John Merkier, and Annex Wealth Management President and CEO Dave Spano as we answer the hard-hitting questions about debt and provide some insight to help ease your concerns in this free webinar. It's March 12th. It's free on March 12th. It's easy to register. Text WEB to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text the word WEB.
A screamin' deal this week at Sendik's. Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizzas are just $5.99 each. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Checking in on the traffic, sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Deb?
Yep, we got a pretty quiet ride across the whole area. Nothing major to slow you down. Westbound 94, right about at 84th Street, we do have the left shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle. Squad's with it right now, so a little bit of a distraction, but overall, everything's looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rain in some spots already in Wisconsin today. A little bit in the southwest part of the state and some north of Milwaukee. Should be rainy and breezy through the day with a high of 43 degrees. Tonight's low down to 34 with the rain coming to an end. As it does, maybe a little bit of snow mixed in there, depending on where you are. Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe some flurries in the afternoon with a high of just 42 degrees. Sunday's high 46 under sunny skies. Right now, 41 in Milwaukee. 6:21 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Daylight saving time kicks in on Sunday, so you'll be a little bit tired when you start watching the Oscars.
I guess it depends, too, on when you begin the pregame festivities of the Oscars.
I think a little bit earlier start this year, too, right? Like 6 o'clock for the official broadcast.
It's funny you say that, too. The host, Jimmy Kimmel, this will be his 4th time hosting. He actually mentioned that as a concern.
We have daylight saving time on Sunday, and that the show is an hour earlier than it always has been. You will miss my monologue, which is very important, maybe not to the viewers, but to me. It's very important. So that is, I think, the big X factor going into this particular show. Will people miss the whole first hour of it?
And if that's a good thing. Good. It was interesting. Kimmel did bring up the fact that, there's always some unique little bits that they'll do, and they'll have some of the actresses and actors involved in some of that. And he said it can be tricky sometimes to get some of his friends to participate because of what they're wearing.
It's hard to get people to do comedy bits at the Oscars, mostly because of what they're wearing. It's so difficult to get in these dresses and to, be red carpet ready that nobody wants to do anything dumb.
So I guess
right.
I could
No, you're not going to mess up my hair.
Yeah.
I spent $500 on this hairdo alone.
Here at home, No Studios is doing a big thing. No Studios is a downtown theater shop here. They're going to have an event for the Oscars. You may recall the name because it's connected to John Ridley, who is a screenplay writer and a director from Milwaukee.
Oscar Award winner.
Oscar winner, that's right. I had a great conversation with Ridley this week. Of course, a Milwaukee native, Oscar winner. He won an Oscar for his screenplay of 12 Years a Slave. He adapted that screenplay. And now he's got this new movie coming out, premiering next week, actually, in Milwaukee at the Oriental called Shirley. And that stars Regina King, who's an amazing actress. And she plays Shirley Chisholm. She's a black woman who ran for president back in 1972. So that premieres next week, and we'll share some of that conversation at that point. But when I spoke with Ridley, I said, hey, man, I got to ask you about the Oscars since the Academy Awards are just in a couple of days. And it's so funny. His initial reaction is, hey, man, I'm not like that kind of Oscar watcher. Like, he just likes to watch it as a fan. So it was, listen to how he kind of pushed back a little bit.
Let me just say, before you ask these questions, there's probably nobody who pays attention to the end of the year races less than me. So I love the artistry. I love, folks that I'm like still the kid who came out to Hollywood almost 30 years ago. And there are people who are nominated who I know, who I've sent emails to, a call to said, hey, good luck. Or, when I vote, look, this is not the dire voting for president or senator or something. It's like, oh, this person's my friend. Oh, I work with this person. Oh, I love their work. Or, oh, this person, they've been doing it a long time. They, I'd love to see this person win. I've never met them, but, I love that. So I pay attention in that regard, but I enjoy what's going on, and I enjoy it. And when it kind of becomes, come on, man.
Well, I think
how arbitrary is this?
I think
it's not the Olympics.
And his point is well made. They're like, look, it's just an award show, so he was like, hey, so I don't know what you're going to ask me, but obviously he doesn't know me because none of my questions were going to be that digging deep into Oscar lore.
That's actually super refreshing, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
So many people, that's their all, that's their everything, the pinnacle, the zenith of my career in this chosen calling that is acting or writing or what have you. And I don't really pay that much attention.
Whatever, man. Hey, so what are you going to ask me? So anyway, we did present him with a 5Q, of course, good old-fashioned 5Q. We'll do that during the 8 o'clock hour. So presented him with a number of questions, and I'll compare his answers with yours and with Debbie's.
Now, you've seen him, right? Headlines about debt. Everybody's got it. You, me, the government. As debt grows, What does that mean for our individual bottom line? You can join Wisconsin's Afternoon News host John Mercure and Annex Wealth Management President and CEO Dave Spano as they answer some of those hard-hitting questions about debt and provide insight to help erase your concerns in this free webinar. It's coming up Tuesday, March 12th at 10 a.m. It's easy to register. You just text WEB to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620, and you can sign up today. News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed another 130 points at 38,791. The NASDAQ closed at 16,273. That was up 1.5% in trading on Thursday. And the S&P 500 up 53 points to 5157. It's a great time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button now.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. If you've got water in your house, you need Guthrie and Fry. We've got their water softener. We get their salt delivery. We've got reverse osmosis that protects the water in our house. They've got the best people. They've got the best products. It's Guthrie and Fry. They treat their clients like their family. I feel that every time they're in our house, you need Guthrie and Fry. Fixed rental rates, convenient salt delivery programs. It's gfwater.com.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
People saw me and assumed I couldn't work. They only saw a disability, but I was ready to work. I am dependable, trainable, and productive. Then someone decided to believe in me and say yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Mansick here to tell you about my friends over at the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. It's a state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the tavern, meet others while your pup enjoys the dog park. That's a mud-free dog park, by the way. Fun, happy, clean, and a great environment for everyone. The Hounds and Tap also provides doggy daycare, boarding, and professional grooming services. We take our greyhound there regularly. Learn more about their services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Weininger Compressor. American patriotism made in Wisconsin. The Gaudete Brass. It's 6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, March 8th, our top story. Chilling new information related to a missing boy from Two Rivers.
I'm Erik Bilstad. President Biden's back and forth with Congress on Capitol Hill.
I'm Debbie Laziga. Everything's looking pretty good out on the roads. Nothing major to slow you down. Just one broken down vehicle westbound 94 at about 84th Street out of traffic. Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
A couple of spots here in southeast Wisconsin getting rain already. Should be rainy at points through the day from meteorologist Tyler Moore. High of 43 degrees. Tonight's low down to 34 with rain coming to an end.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A fired-up President Biden talking about national security, reproductive rights, immigration, January 6th, the economy, and his age during last night's State of the Union address.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story.
ABC News political director Rick Klein on the next 8 months.
The question is going to be, what does it mean in the campaign? And you can see in recent polls, this is such a tight race. It is going to be a tight race almost certainly all the way through. Recent polls nationally, Donald Trump leading very narrowly, including in the 538 polling average, and that goes as well for the battleground states.
And President Biden will campaign today in one of those battleground states, Pennsylvania. A top European Union official says a charity ship will be headed to Gaza as a pilot operation for a new humanitarian sea corridor. France has inscribed the guaranteed right to abortion in its constitution, a message on this International Women's Day. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, chilling new information on the treatment of 3-year-old Elijah Vu. That's the little guy who's been missing from Two Rivers for weeks now, just before his February 20th disappearance. WTMJ's Adam Roberts, live in the Breaking News Center with what we know. Adam?
Vince, we're learning more about the condition Vu was kept in by his mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang. Text conversations in court Thursday revealed Vang wanted to make Vu hate being in his presence. Also, a deleted photo found on Bauer's phone taken 7 days before Vu's disappearance showed the child lying on a bed with a blindfold on and bruises on his jawline, neck, and arm. In court Thursday, Vu's grandmother read aloud a letter asking a judge not to reduce her daughter's bond.
Katrina faked a forced abduction and had missing person reports filed in California. She was located in Minnesota, where she was taken a hold for erratic behavior and drug use.
Bauer's felony child neglect charge changed to chronic neglect of a child. Also, a second felony child neglect charge added that involves a 6-year-old child. Vang is also suspected of felony child neglect.
An update to a story we've been following closely here on WTMJ, a stabbing of a correctional guard downtown on his way to work.
The unnamed guard was leaving a parking structure near the downtown jail early on Tuesday when he spotted 41-year-old Ronell Hart. He began to talk to Hart, who he recognized as a former inmate, when Hart pulled a sharp object out of his jacket and stabbed the officer several times, including in the neck and chest. One source close to the investigation tells me Hart has sociopathic tendencies and is a menace. Hart could get 60 years in prison. The guard is expected to make a full recovery. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
U.S. Senator from Wisconsin, Ron Johnson, remains adamant he did not know that he was being asked to deliver fake elector packets to Vice President Mike Pence, that ahead of the certification of the 2020 election. Newly revealed text messages released this week between Senator Johnson and then Trump campaign attorney Jim Trupis paint a different picture. They seem to suggest that Senator Johnson was explicitly told the documents were about the electors. On Thursday, Senator Johnson said he connected Trupis with his chief of staff, but maintains that he was not aware of the fake electors.
Fiserv workers are officially making their move from Brookfield to Milwaukee.
President of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, Joel Brennan, got a look inside the new headquarters of the financial services technology firm. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
They truly are trying to paint the town orange. It's about 170,000 square feet. A local connection here. They have the state flower, the state animal.
And, of course, a nod to the Bucks.
In the office there is a piece of the floor, the championship floor. They have one big piece up on the wall, and they've used a couple for tables.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Help may soon be on the way for small businesses hurt by the lack of snow this winter.
Chris Grebe knows a lot about snow. He depends on it for people to stay at Wild Eagle Lodge all season.
The snowmobile trails will not be opening, and it's the snowmobile capital of the world.
State leaders extended the deadline to July 31st for companies to apply for millions of dollars in federal disaster relief loans to cover those losses.
It's something that we've been looking at.
Just 4 counties in our state are not eligible for those disaster loans. It includes Milwaukee and Ozaukee counties. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
Coming up, this Milwaukee dignitary may have submitted his resignation, but it doesn't mean he's necessarily leaving. How's that work? Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:35.
Traffic is sponsored by Heartland Lakeside School District. Visit heartlake.org to learn more. Looking for the best education for your child? Heartland Lakeside is ranked in the top 1% in the state. Enroll your child today by visiting heartlake.org.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Cream Puff Pavilion. Visit 800spasale.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
So the UWM Panthers keep dancing. They won the game. What's Coach so upset about? Bring that to you in sports at 6:45.
Milwaukee Archbishop Jerome Listecki breaking some news this week. Would you say it's breaking news? Is that?
No, we broke the news several months ago. Right here on this program.
We knew this was happening. So he submitted his resignation. And we knew this was happening, A, because it's canon law. You need to submit your resignation when you hit 65 or what have you. So he has to send his resignation letter to the Pope. Plus, he told us, he told us when we talked to him in December.
In March, I submit my resignation. That's canonical. So
why? What did we do?
You have to do that. You'll be. I'm leaving. You're abandoned. No. What happens is the Pope accepts the resignation. He does for all of them. Our friend Dolan will be 9 months after me. So it'll be Cardinal Supich in Chicago is a week after me. So we submit our resignation. The Pope accepts it and then sends back usually the three Latin words "nunc et tunc," which means now until then. So you stay in place until I replace you. It could be 3 months, could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 2 years. I mean, you just don't know.
So we have no idea when he'll be replaced.
I think the Archbishop owes you a thank you.
Yeah, okay.
He shaved 10 years off for him.
75. So canon law says you have to submit your resignation at 75. Sorry about that. I said 65, but you're welcome.
Yeah,
Your
right.
Eminence,
Very kind.
Your Archbishopness. So we'll find out.
So the Pope gets to it when the Pope gets to it. Right. Could be days, could be months, could be
And I don't know how they determine when that's important. Is it if they have someone in the pipeline they really like, or if some archdiocese needs help more than another? You know what I mean? I'm not sure how they make
Milwaukee,
that decision.
you're good. Right. We got St. Louis is a mess right now. We got to get somebody in there.
Right.
6:38, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Voted Best Singer, Best Show, Best Headliner.
And they called it Puppy Love.
Donny Osmond. Friday, June 7th, the Riverside Theater. Donny Osmond.
Never too late to start.
On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at PapsTheaterGroup.com.
Back in town.
Had my brother-in-law over at the house the other day. First thing he looks at in the family room, hey, those windows really look good. Unprompted.
You're darn right they do.
You bet. Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You want to have that reaction in your home. Now's the time to get in on the action. From now until March 31st, 0% interest on your financing for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella now, pay later, 3 years later, in fact. You bring the Pella team into your home for a free consultation. They'll not only take all the measurements and let you know how things are going to fit, they're going to show you all of the product options. They're going to suggest things that perhaps you hadn't thought of. Pella can customize. They provide nearly endless possibilities for maximum design flexibility. Installation completed often in as little as a day. No mess, no hassle left behind, just your beautiful new windows and doors. You order by March 31st, you can get in on 0% interest financing for up to 3 years. Make affordable monthly payments. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
Sharks. Most people see them as a threat, but we see a potential cure. At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we're the only team in the world researching whether antibodies from sharks can be used to fight cancer. A discovery that would revolutionize the future of cancer care, turning possibilities into remarkable realities. So one day, instead of what if, we can ask what's next. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Hey, Gene Miller here. The heart of winter is the best time to call my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Save heating and cooling dollars down the road with energy-efficient replacement windows and doors from brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. Hometown is your local source for wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, plus all of their products are installed by employee carpenters. Stop into their newly remodeled showroom in New Berlin and see the Hometown difference. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
When was the last time you had a second opinion on your retirement plan? If you have $750,000 or more, schedule your retirement review with one of our fiduciary advisors at thekowalway.com.
641, update on the roads, Deb.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good across the entire area. No major delays, and everything is looking great. Light volume, too. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast, a damp and rainy day ahead with cloudy skies and high temperatures in the lower 40s. It will also be breezy with a strong wind out of the northeast. Rain will come to an end tonight. There could be a couple wet snowflakes mixing in north of Milwaukee as this system wraps up. Low temperatures tonight will fall into the 30s. For Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy skies. The chance for a couple afternoon flurries once again staying breezy. High temperatures in the lower 40s. We start to warm up on Sunday, mid-40s with plenty of sunshine. By Monday, we're back in the 50s with sunny skies. And then on Tuesday, partly cloudy with high temperatures in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 41 degrees. 642 Wisconsin's Morning News rolling on this Friday. Talked a lot about artificial intelligence on the show. What good can come of it? What are the perils? Could AI technology make professional writers obsolete? Founder of Waukesha's International Creative Writing Studio, Kathy Giorgio. She was talking with WTMJ's Libby Collins about a chat GPT. So that's one of these things that generates various things that you plug in some data and say, spit me out a speech on this, or write me a passage on that, or make me a song about this. So ChatGPT, this is an experiment that went wrong.
One of my students is very into AI. He was one of the beta testers for ChatGPT. And so he asked ChatGPT to write a short story about a woman writer who was scared of AI and to write it in the style of Kathy Giorgio. It wrote the story in less than 3 minutes. And if that's what they think my style is like, I'm in big trouble, because it was horrible. It was incredibly flowery language, tons of description that was unnecessary, full of punctuation and grammar. And it was a very moral of the story type of story, where at the end the writer realizes that there's room in this universe for both AI and the real writer. And they lived happily ever after. It was awful.
They lived happily. Everything will be fine in the future.
Don't worry about it.
Yes. The end. Waukesha author and writing coach Kathy Giorgio sharing her experiences and advice for aspiring young writers with WTMJ's Libby Collins. It's going to be Sunday morning, 11 a.m. right here on WTMJ Conversations.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Like buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Cooper tires. 20% off Milwaukee tape measures. And new Blaine's brand all-season wiper fluid, $2.49 a gallon. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just a limited time in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Not saying we're done with winter, right? I mean, we're still going to get a snow somewhere, right? One of these things, maybe when the leaves are already on the trees.
You think so?
Oh, sure. Like one of those that bends and breaks all the trees because the leaves are... Well, either way, might be a good time to book your spring air conditioner checkup with Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. Nicole and Brent over there, they're the owners of the company and they're relationship people. You want to get to know them before you need them in an emergency. So you get Brent or maybe his son Drew out to the house to service your air conditioner this spring. Now, I went with the full package. That includes the fall furnace tune-up as well. And now you're all set for your heating and cooling needs for the year. Call Absolute Comfort, HVAC, and Electrical to get in on the schedule right now. Family business that treats your home like theirs. Absolute Comfort, HVAC, and Electrical. The number is 262-664-9284. AbsoluteComfortWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers with 2 split squad games coming in the next 2 days. We play the A's twice today. Beat the White Sox 8-2 on Thursday. The afternoon matchup with the A's is on the air. Our coverage starts at 2 p.m. 2:10 first pitch on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ. And then the Bucks tonight. We've got the Lakers in Los Angeles. Milwaukee coming off its first loss since the All-Star break. Tip-off in L.A. is at 9 p.m. with the Bucks pregame at 8:30.
UWM and their Panther basketball team just 2 wins away from the NCAA tournament. Yes, the Panthers win again in the Horizon League tournament. They beat Green Bay last night in Green Bay. The final 95-84 in front of a hostile crowd. This one got a little testy, and listen to this. So this is the head coach, Bart Lundy, after the game with Scott Warris on 101.7 The Truth. He was really upset with the Green Bay coaching staff and how they handled things before the game.
They tried everything, tried not to give us practice yesterday, tried to switch the shoot around before the game at 4 p.m. today. We had to get the commissioner involved twice. I mean, just there's ways that they diminished the league. They diminished the league today, and I don't think it's right. I'm going to make my voice heard on this.
Imagine had they lost the game. Up next for the Panthers, they play Northern Kentucky Monday night in Indianapolis, 8:30 tip, 8 p.m. pregame on 101.7 The Truth. As for the Badgers, they had a nice win last night, too. They beat Rutgers 78-66.
And girls' state hoops going on in Green Bay. They're at the Resch Center. I think the Phoenix often play there at the Resch Center. But with the girls' state tournament there, obviously that game was on campus. Semifinal matchups today will be Pewaukee, Wauwatosa East, Arrowhead, Franklin, and Hartford. They all play today in Divisions 1 and 2. Not good for our Southeast Wisconsin teams Thursday, Erik. Both Kettle Moraine Lutheran and the Prairie School lost in their semifinal games Thursday.
So can I play you the highlight? You know me, I'm a sucker for a good home run
Yeah, for a good call.
I love the home team calls of like a touchdown or a big shot that wins the game or a home run call. So this is spring training White Sox.
Okay,
baseball.
stop. I can stop you right there. This is spring training.
Spring training. White Sox, this is NBC Sports Chicago, Eloy Jimenez at the plate, and listen to the ramp up. You know, they're just kind of chatting at first, and then, holy cow, listen to this call.
He came into this game tied for the major league lead in hits, and this is hit a long way, John.
Hey now, Eloy Jimenez. Hello. A 2-run shot, and we are all tied at 7 apiece.
Still going.
Jimenez looking like the slugger we know he can be. What a ball.
Yeah.
Hello.
Took a pitch that was lobbed in at 67 miles an hour probably after the guy got behind in the count.
Hello.
It's March 6th at the time. You know, it's not. I love it. But
hey, man, you love your craft.
Absolutely, I do.
6:48. It's spring training for them, too. 6:48 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hello.
I know you've seen the headlines about debt. Everyone's got it seems like. You, me, the government. And as debt grows, what does it mean for our individual bottom line? Join me, John Merkier, and Annex Wealth Management President and CEO Dave Spano as we answer the hard-hitting questions about debt and provide some insight to help ease your concerns in this free webinar. It's March 12th. It's free on March 12th. It's easy to register. Text WEB to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text the word WEB.
Hey, let's talk about shoes for a minute. Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee. So many shoes, they're overflowing in the closet, or maybe several closets full. You ever get home from a night out, think, yeah, I should have worn those shoes. I forgot I had them. Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets Milwaukee, they've got the solution that you help create. Maybe you want to go floor to ceiling. Maybe you want to go wall to wall, or you can custom design shoe drawers, whatever you come up with. You can save time, you gain space, you cut the clutter in your home. And when your shoes are protected, they're in their own spot, they'll last you longer, too. Get in touch today to save the shoes and your sanity. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hardworking, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Make this summer the best one yet. Let Fox World Travel plan your next family vacation. Whether it's a magical Disney escape, an all-inclusive resort in paradise, or a thrilling European adventure, we offer exclusive savings for your family. Enjoy exciting activities, educational experiences, or peaceful retreats where you can relax and recharge with our trusted partners like Globus Family of Brands, Disney, and Insight Vacations. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start planning your summer vacation today.
Hey, 620 WTMJ fans. Gary Olsen here for my good friends over at Best Electric Services. They're family-owned and operated and have been serving you for over 50 years. No job is too big or too small. Whether it's making panel upgrades to your home, tuning up your generator, installing electric vehicle charging, or residential service calls, Best Electric provides quality services at fair prices. They are experienced and licensed electrical contractors ready to get to work. Connect with the best. Best Electric Service. Find out more at bestelect.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in on the roads at 6:52. Debbie.
All right, it's looking pretty good out on the roads. We've got light volume, full freeway speeds around the area. I'm not seeing any delays or incidents out there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Let me take you through the weekend here. High of 43 degrees today, but should be rainy here and there throughout the day. Rain comes to an end tonight. Might be a little bit of snow mixed in north of Milwaukee. Low down to 34. Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy. Some flurries possible in the afternoon with a high of 42. And Sunday's high 46 under sunny skies. Right now, 41 in Milwaukee. On 6:53 this Friday morning. Yeah, public service announcement. I feel like we haven't talked about this yet. Daylight saving time kicks in from Saturday night into Sunday. So you wake up Sunday and you lost an hour.
Yeah, we spring ahead.
Spring ahead,
yes.
Which you may like, this summer when it's still a little bit light out at 8:30 and you're soaking up every last bit of summer, but you don't like it this weekend.
But it's worth the sacrifice.
Well, some debate that. ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel in the house today. You're traveling this weekend. That's no good.
So the last handful of years, the Sunday of day, are we entering? Is it ending? I never know.
We are entering.
Okay, I never know. That's the other thing.
We are entering the saving. Think of it this way. We are saving daylight for the evening.
Okay, all right.
So you're entering.
And then you have the people that are like, oh, it's not. It's daylight saving. It's not daylight savings.
Savings.
All right. Just who cares, man?
Send your emails.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm not saying it correctly because I add an S to the word. So the last 4 years, I've gone out. The Wisconsin PGA chapter does an event out in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
So I'll be out in Vegas playing some golf. It's a fun competition. It's great. Love being out there. Again, the only issue is I like to get out there early to play a practice round.
Of course you do.
That means getting on an earlier flight, which means I think my flight leaves at 6:30 on Sunday.
So that's as if it leaves at 5:30 on your body clock.
Yeah, so that's just that's always. I mean, you can always sleep on the plane and all those things, but I mean, it's just do I stay up a little bit later on Saturday night? Do I try to go to bed? What am I going to do? But then I'm excited because
you're traveling.
I'm traveling. I'm going to play golf, which I absolutely love and I adore. So it's always like I'm not getting enough sleep no matter what happens.
I think a lot of folks are going to feel badly for you that you have to go play golf in this terrible condition.
You know what? I appreciate their sympathy.
Las Vegas,
I will take their sympathy. Thank you.
I would say that given the fact that most clocks nowadays, not all, but the more clocks that you have, the more phones that we use, usually the time changes on its own, right? So I wonder how many people would even notice if they weren't even told that the time is changing.
So you know what the worst part about this, though, is? Again, poor me. So I'm flying Southwest, so I have to check in 24 hours before so you get a good boarding pass. So now I have to wake up at 5:30 tomorrow if I want to check in and try to get into that A group. Otherwise, I can just,
You can't get into the A group anymore on Southwest. You can't.
This is
well, you
Vince's
can
most
pay
hated
for
thing.
it.
Well, yes.
You can pay for it if you really want to be in the A group, but I couldn't tell you the last time I was in A group on Southwest.
Right. And you can get there right on the button and, I'm checking in.
No,
See,
but-
it's that whole silly game that bugs me. Right?
I know how much you hate
it. Does, and I like Southwest. I like them as an airline. I think they have great people. They take really good care of you.
It's the best for golfers because you get the 2 free bags,
Very
right?
nice.
So I've got my golf bag. Like, it's perfect.
I know how to help you with this.
Okay.
Get yourself a kid. Because then you can go early.
Well,
they let the people with young
parents
kids
with
go
young
in
children.
earlier.
I might be getting myself a dog this weekend. Does that do anything?
Are you? Well, why are you doing that?
What do you mean, why am I doing that? So
because you have a lot, and I don't say that just because of my dog issue. And by the way, the dog comes today.
Our office dog, first day of Sophie is today in the office.
Okay. No, just because you're a busy person, you have a lot going in your life.
That's correct. But so my wife and I just recently bought our first house.
Congratulations. So the next thing you do is buy a dog.
Yeah, so the house we lived in previous, and after a story I told yesterday on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I'm realizing that I'm constantly living in different sitcoms in my life. But the previous living situation, our best friends who we met each other were our landlords. They lived upstairs. We lived downstairs. They had a dog who had free roam of the house because we love dogs.
Okay,
right?
great.
So, and she would spend most of her time downstairs because they had children the ages of 3, 5, and 1 upstairs. A lot of chaos.
Who are what to play with the dog
Yeah,
to
so
help.
The dog would spend a lot of time downstairs. So since we've bought a house, I think my wife has been waiting for me in this trip. Because once I'm done with this trip, well, okay, now you're going to be home. Now you can help out with the dog. The one thing I have pushed back on, because puppies are a lot of work, I'm looking for like a 1-year-old dog that is going to be, already potty trained, already knows how to do a lot of the good things, and we don't have to go through that.
I have something to break to you, Gabe. 1-year-old dog, still a puppy.
Well, yeah, but yes.
2-year-old dog, sometimes still a puppy.
Correct. Well, I mean, again, you get up to 5 and they can still be a puppy. But I'm just talking about having to do the crate training, having to do the, cleaning up after the dog.
You want a veteran dog.
Yeah.
Well-seasoned veteran.
Yes, I'm looking for, I'm on the market for a
with
vet.
a lot of upside.
Correct, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
but has had a few years in the league.
Yeah, he kind of knows what to expect.
All right, well, good luck with that.
Oh, thank you.
Business headlines up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
American Family Insurance reports strong revenue in 2023, but posts its second consecutive year of net losses. 2023 and 2022 are the only 2 years the insurer reported net losses in at least a decade. The Madison-based insurance group cited severe weather events and inflation as challenges to its business. A new all-day cafe on the first floor of the Nova apartment community plans a concept that serves coffee by day with a transition to cocktails at night. Haven Cafe will open at 1237 North Van Buren Street by June. West Dallas officials approve a development agreement to convert a former industrial building into an event venue. The venue is expected to attract 50,000 visitors annually after opening in 2026. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
A king can be dethroned, but a god? Well, there's not much you can do about this.
Lillard lobs up to Giannis with a reverse dunk. Alley-oop feed. Trouble. He launches from 3 and he hits again. Oh, Giannis just scoring every which possible way.
It's the Bucks out in L.A. to take on the Lakers. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
A Friday Lent fish fry is a delicious tradition. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I highly recommend the Friday fish fry at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. Locally, family-owned for over 46 years, I love their fish fry. Listen to this. The Mine Chef has actually lowered their fish fry price. The cod is all you can eat. It's just $9.99. And now the shrimp, perch, and poor man's lobster are all $9.99. That is ridiculously fantastic. It's the best fish fry value anywhere. Desserts, as always, are buy one, get one free. I love that. Relax with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, a cold brew, or a glass of wine. And your kids can safely play in that huge game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area. Saturday, the prime rib dinner is under $25. The Sunday brunch is just $14.99. What a value. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. Lots of seating and close parking. Enjoy the all-you-can-eat Lent fish fry today for under $10. It's big food, big fun. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Nelnet Incorporated has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann, local and partner ring true for you. Why?
They become your friend. They are easy to work with. You get to know them on a personal level, and they're very outgoing.
James Imaging Systems, helping local businesses do business better.
Being a partner, we can collaborate with each other, and we can make the best needs and outcome for our company.
James Imaging Systems, better technology, great people.
Makes my job so much easier that I can contact the people that know the machines, and I know I'm going to be taken care of.
Sunday, anything to say about James Imaging Systems to others?
They're a great team to work with.
Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Pacific Coast Highway.
Spinning through three defenders and lays it in with a foul. The whirling dervish that is the Greek Freak.
The Bucks travel down the Pacific Coast Highway to L.A. Our coverage for Bucks Lakers starts tonight at 8:30. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, March 8th, our top story, a fiery State of the Union and a testy response.
I'm Erik Bilstad. An update to the missing story of a 3-year-old boy out of Two Rivers.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything is still looking nice and quiet out on the roads. Not seeing any incidents or delays or volume for that matter. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Rainy and breezy through the day with a high of 43. Tonight's low down to 34 with rain coming to an end, but not before. There might be a little bit of snow mixed in there just north of Milwaukee. 41 right now in the city. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the President's State of the Union address packed with cheers and jeers from either side of the aisle.
President Biden never mentioned his name, but everyone knew he was talking about Donald Trump as a threat to democracy and world peace when he said he wouldn't defend a NATO nation that didn't spend enough.
A former Republican president tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Following the speech, Alabama Senator Katie Britt got personal in the official Republican response.
Britt blamed the deaths of some Americans on the president's policies.
From fentanyl poisonings to horrific murders, there are empty chairs tonight at kitchen tables just like this one because of President Biden's senseless border policies.
She said liberals have coddled criminals while letting repeat offenders walk free, and she called Biden a dithering and diminished leader. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
U.S. Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin remaining adamant he did not know he was being asked to deliver fake elector packets to Vice President Mike Pence. This ahead of the certification of the 2020 election. Recently revealed text messages this week between Senator Johnson and then Trump campaign attorney Jim Trupis appear to show that Senator Johnson was explicitly told the documents were about the electors. On Thursday, Senator Johnson said he connected Trupis with his chief of staff, but he maintains his ignorance on the fake electors.
Chilling new details on the treatment of 3-year-old Elijah Vu, the 3-year-old missing from Two Rivers. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center with more details of what we know now.
Eric, we're learning about the condition Vu was kept in by his mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, just before his February 20th disappearance. Text conversations revealed in court Thursday show Vang wanted to make Vu, quote, hate being in his presence. Also, a deleted photo found on Bauer's phone taken 7 days before Vu disappeared showed the child lying on a bed with a blindfold on and bruises on his jawline, neck, and left arm. In court Thursday, Vu's grandmother reading aloud a letter asking a judge not to reduce her daughter's bond.
Katrina faked a forced abduction and had missing person reports filed in California. She was located in Minnesota, where she was taken a hold for erratic behavior and drug use.
And Bauer's felony child neglect charge was changed to chronic neglect of a child, while a second felony child neglect charge was added involving a separate 6-year-old child. Vang is also suspected of felony child neglect.
Coming up, is that a tire falling from the sky? Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Truestone Financial, your neighborhood credit union. Visit truestone.org today.
A good neighbor would give you a cup of sugar if you asked. At Truestone Financial, we don't have any sugar, but we do have something even sweeter. Open and use a Truestone checking account, and we'll give you up to $150 cash back. It's not exactly what the recipe called for, but $150 can buy you a lot of cookies. It's true, because we're Truestone. Learn more and sign up at truestone.org. Offer subject to terms and conditions. Recipient responsible for applicable taxes. Membership required.
Getting up to 5% back is easy at Fleet Farm. Fleet Rewards members can earn up to 5% back on every purchase, in-store and online. The earnings stack up automatically. The more you buy, the more you earn. No rebates, no coupons, no hassles. And Fleet Rewards membership is easy, so sign up now and start earning up to 5% back on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. Some exclusions apply.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:07.
Fiery speech, but we're not talking about the State of the Union. What UWM's coach had to say after his win over the Phoenix. That's coming up in sports at 7:15.
Help may soon be on the way for small businesses hurt by the lack of snow this winter.
Chris Grebe knows a lot about snow. He depends on it for people to stay at Wild Eagle Lodge all season.
The snowmobile trails will not be opening, and it's the snowmobile capital of the world.
State leaders extended the deadline to July 31st for companies to apply for millions of dollars in federal disaster relief loans to cover those losses.
It's something that we've been looking at.
Just 4 counties in our state are not eligible for those disaster loans. It includes Milwaukee and Ozaukee counties. Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
If you want to learn more about the disaster loan, just text the word Northwoods, one word, Northwoods, to our talk and text line, 855-616-1620.
Boeing jetliner forced to make an emergency landing. It was a United flight that lost a tire on takeoff in San Francisco. It was en route to Japan. It did safely land in Los Angeles. CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti.
Just after United Flight 35 took off, a camera captured the moment one of the plane's rear tires fell off.
Yes, there's a tire going down the runway.
No fire, no sparks, but a back left wheel crashed into a parked car that was empty at the time.
We had to close the runway because somebody lost a tire.
The Boeing plane departed San Francisco International Airport at 11:23 this morning and was headed to Osaka, Japan, but was rerouted to Los Angeles.
They got a lot of tires.
It seems like we're...
We didn't need that one.
It seems like we're hearing... It's like a shark story. I feel like we're getting a lot of airplane stories at the moment. You know, like shark attacks, they'll ramp up and all of a sudden you'll hear about them, multiple stories in a matter of a few days.
And we mentioned it was a Boeing jetliner, and I feel, like some of these are a Boeing issue and then some of these are a maintenance issue. Like,
sure.
That maybe that's on United, like as they continue to look into this.
No more plane stories. Would like these
moratorium on plane stories. Yeah. 7:10, Wisconsin's Morning News.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button.
One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
A screamin' deal this week at Sendik's. Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizzas are just $5.99 each. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Debbie?
All right, volume is pretty light across the entire area. Not seeing any incidents up on the board and not even seeing any delays, so everybody is in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Here comes the rain throughout the entire day. Today we'll see rain showers likely with breezy winds and high temperatures in the lower 40s. That rain comes to an end tonight. We could see a couple wet snowflakes mixing in mainly north of Milwaukee as the system wraps up. Low temperatures tonight fall in the low to middle 30s. For Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy skies, the chance for a couple afternoon flurries, still breezy with high temperatures in the lower 40s. On Sunday, those breezy winds continue, but more sunshine and high temperatures in the mid-40s. The warm-up really starts on Monday, high temperatures in the mid-50s with plenty of sunshine. Tuesday, lower 60s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 41 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
So he could have broken the story himself right here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Okay, last chance. Did you win or no? Green Bay's Ben Chan is moving on to the finals of the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions.
There we go. I was wondering because he wasn't having a bigger watch party yesterday. When he said he was having a smaller watch party, I was like, oh.
That made me suspicious as well. So we had Professor Chan. He's a professor at my alma mater, St. Norbert College in Green Bay. Had him on the program. He is a 9-time Jeopardy champion and thus qualified for this Tournament of Champions where they bring back past champions and they play off against each other. He was on the program yesterday. Now, he already knows what happens, because they filmed these weeks ago, and we're trying to get him to tell us, like, all right, just go ahead and give it. So, you're right. There was apparently supposed to be a big old watch party in Green Bay once again as folks are watching the episode. Now, the semifinal episode actually air, but he said he was doing a private thing. So I thought, does that mean you didn't want
Red flag.
to? Right. So I was a little nervous, and apparently it was a bit of a grind. I did not see the show, but Kendra Meinert from the Green Bay Press-Gazette has been following this. She watched and said, I think he finished with fewer than $10,000 for his winning total in the game. And he was close to $30,000 the other day in the boat race, the other two in the quarter. So a little bit more of a grind. I thought in speaking with him, something caught my ear that was interesting about, how are you successful at this particular game show? And I think when we think of Jeopardy, we think it's pretty heady, right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty smart to be on Jeopardy, right? And I thought what he was saying here is it's not really about intelligence. It's just about observation and retention.
There's just so much that happens in any game that it's really just about, have you been paying attention during your life?
And did you remember all of that?
What's the word he used? Autobiographical? Well, I'm not saying that right, but...
Well, you are not on Jeopardy.
I'm struggling, sorry.
I'll take... You sounded like the Sean Connery version on the
Autobiographical is what he said.
Anyway, Ben Chan moving on. So there are a couple of more semifinals. Of course, you have 3 contestants, so 2 more shows. And then I believe the championship round will be Tuesday. And Jeopardy airs locally on CBS 58 here in Milwaukee at 6 p.m. One more time, Ben. Okay, last chance. Did you win or no? 7:14, Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's Blaze Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Spring Early Bird Event. Now through March 20th, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive members-only deals. Like buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings and up to $100 consumer rebate when you buy 4 Goodyear tires. And half off a 26-piece Performance Tool color-coded screwdriver set, $19.99. Shop unbeatable rewards member deals and more for just a limited time in-store or online at farmandfleet.com.
Hey, Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Tri-County Contracting have been at it for more than 40 years in southeastern Wisconsin. Local company, family-owned company, and here's what they can do for you. They can help you solve your problems, first of all, but they can also extend the life of your roof, because so often we budget for something like this. We're like, oh my gosh, we got to buy a whole new roof and whatnot, and oftentimes that may not even be the case. That's why you go with the worry-free roof tune-up. $650, doesn't matter the size of the roof, and they'll go and they'll replace the things that need to be replaced. They'll deal with some of the issues, but you don't need to replace the whole roof. And the best part is, if they do go up there and see a problem that's beyond the worry-free, they'll tell you. They'll say, hey, there might be something else here we got to do. Worry-free roof tune-up from Tri-County Contracting. Here's the website. Get yourself scheduled now. TriCountyContractingWI.com. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Heartland Lakeside School District. Visit heartlake.org to learn more. Looking for the best education for your child? Heartland Lakeside is ranked in the top 1% in the state. Enroll your child today by visiting heartlake.org.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
You can keep those tap shoes on, UW Milwaukee fans.
The Panthers in the tournament have eliminated the rival Phoenix. To Indy we go.
Scott Warris there with the call on 101.7 The Truth as the Panthers beat the Phoenix in Green Bay before a hostile crowd 95-84. They are 2 wins away from getting into the big dance. More on that in a second, but first, Bart Lundy, the head coach, very unhappy with the Green Bay coaches and how they handle things up in the Titletown area. Here's what he told Warris after the game.
They tried everything, tried not to give us practice yesterday, tried to switch the shoot around before the game at 4 p.m. today. We had to get the commissioner involved twice. I mean, just there's ways that they diminished the league. They diminished the league today, and I don't think it's right. I'm going to make my voice heard on this.
And that was after a win. So now they play Monday night in Indianapolis. This is the semifinals against Northern Kentucky. They'll go to the championship game if they win Monday night. 8:30 tip, you can hear that game on 101.7 The Truth. Badgers win, nice win over the Rutgers at home, 78-66.
And girls' state hoops going on, also in Green Bay. We got 5 Southeast Wisconsin teams still a heartbeat away from a state championship. It's Divisions 1 and 2 competing today at the Resch Center. So those are semifinal matchups. More on that in a minute. Thursday action, we had Kettle Moraine Lutheran from our area, that's in Washington County. They lost to Appleton Xavier 56-52, and top-seeded Laconia knocked off the Prairie School from Racine County 67-49. That was in Division 4. So Division 2 this afternoon, you got Pewaukee Pirates taking on West Salem, which is Prittner Lacrosse. And Wauwatosa East, my Red Raiders, tough draw. They get Green Bay Notre Dame, which is, I think they've won like at least 2 in a row. Maybe
okay.
They're the juggernaut, top seed. Both of those games this afternoon. And then D1, you got Arrowhead and Franklin tipping off against each other at 6:35, followed by Hartford. They have Neenah from the Fox Valley area in the nightcap.
Brewers
still going,
here
sorry.
At Green Bay, who played 3 ineligible players against us last year,
still upset.
do not know how to do
it. Was that much, eh?
He's still going.
It's interesting, too, because the coach in Green Bay is new. We talked about him, and they love him. Love
And he was very emotional after the game.
Brewers play the A's twice today. We beat the White Sox 8-2 Thursday. Afternoon game is on the air. It's a 2:10 first pitch, 2 o'clock broadcast time on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
95 points against the league's top scoring defense. Less than a week after you put up 90 against the league's best scoring defense. And
they're not that good at defense, are they?
Come see Thanalysis live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show. And we do well coming on today's podcast.
Be there for the first ever live show for Thanasis as he's joined by his brother, none other than the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I took off my shoes and I was like, go crazy, go hoop. That's all it was.
Stay tuned for info. Tickets are on sale soon. Thanalysis live at Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
The grand opening celebration is on at your new local running store. Get in on the fun and savings March 7th through the 9th. Early bird gift card giveaways for the first 100 customers through our doors each day. Get hot buys and discounts in every department. Food and housewares, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, sporting goods, tools, pet and farm. Plus, Runnings will be giving away thousands of dollars in prizes. So bring the family to your local running store for the grand opening celebration. Go to Runnings.com to find the store in your community. Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
20 after 7. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Not much. It's a super light ride across the entire area right now. No incidents to speak of. Broken down vehicle on the ramp from Highway K to northbound 94. You want to talk about something. But otherwise, everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Take you through the weekend here with the weather. Your WTMJ forecast, rainy and breezy today from Tyler Moore over at TMJ4, high of 43 degrees. Rain should come to an end tonight. Before it does, maybe a little bit of snow mixed in there north of the city, low down to 34. For Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe some flurries in the afternoon with a high of 42. Sunday's high 46 under sunny skies. Right now, 41 in Milwaukee. President Biden expected to hit the campaign trail today on the heels of his State of the Union address. It's top in the news across the country today. Got to start this way.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Sergeant at arms.
The crowd erupted because it was like 8:30 by the time it came out.
Man, took the president 10 minutes just to get down the aisle, and that is after they started pretty late. I mean, the network anchors were running out of stuff to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Here's this one, here's that one. Here's George Santos. He showed up.
He was there.
If we have time, we'll hit on him in a moment. Wisconsin Congresswoman Gwen Moore got a word in with the president on his way down. More on her in a moment as well. Highlight a few spots of the speech, and we're not going to get to everything of substance that happened. It was long event, but some of the tangential items as well. President's strongest moments, I thought, in the speech came toward the middle of the address. Really seemed to start picking up some steam there. Talk about health care.
Folks, the Affordable Care Act, the old Obamacare, it's still a very big deal.
You see what he did there? Playing off his remarks. Remember when the bill was passed, called it a big effing deal on an open mic. President says he wants to cap the cost of prescription medication. Talked a lot about prescription meds. Wants to cap that cost at $2,000 a person annually. Here's how he makes his point. Now, listen closely, there's an obvious stumble in here, but then sort of a witty recovery as well.
I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but if you want to get an Air Force One and fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow, and even Moscow probably. And bring your prescription with you, and I promise you I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug, same place.
All right. Moscow? Wait, well, not Moscow. Well, maybe Moscow, right? But his point being, look, he's going to crack down on pharmaceutical companies. He believes they're overcharging Americans. How's he going to do that? Well, that remains to be seen. Things got a little bit spicy, too. President shifted to immigration and the border. He is here touting the once bipartisan, it seemed, crackdown bill on the border that former President Trump then encouraged members of Congress to spike at the last minute. So we told you on Thursday's show that House Speaker Mike Johnson implored the Republican caucus not to be interrupting during the speech. He wanted decorum. Well, here's a moment where President Biden sort of actually egged them on.
With the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing.
He was asking for it there, a little back and forth. But
I think he was prepared for it because he knew there'd be a reaction to start that. Yeah.
A more casual moment. There were a number of interruptions during the speech. One of the earlier shout-outs from the floor, here's that.
A president, my predecessor, fail the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's unforgivable.
Okay, did you hear it in there? Somebody shouted out. Yeah. Turns out to be our guy. That's freshman Republican Derek Van Orden, Republican from Southwest Wisconsin. Multiple sources reporting it was him, including him. I guess the Journal-Sentinel got a hold of him and said, yeah, he confirmed it to us and doubled down, said, if Biden thinks for a moment President Trump doesn't care about the American people, that is a lie, which is a fine enough take. For me, I don't know. They do things differently over in Britain, right? Anytime they're in Parliament, folks are shouting at each other or whatever.
Sure.
But
throwing chairs sometimes.
Traditionally, right, you give the president, whoever he or maybe one day she is, this is your time, and we just don't do it like that.
Not anymore. I mean, this is several years in a row now, so I think that idea of traditional decorum is gone. Right or wrong, it's gone.
I mentioned Congresswoman Moore from Milwaukee. She was right there on the aisle, kind of further up as the president began to make his way into the House chamber. She'd taken pictures, whole bunch of pictures posted, said on X, formerly known as Twitter, I was right there thanking him for delivering for Wisconsin. And the president was probably happy to see her because Congresswoman Moore was standing right next to Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was wearing a MAGA hat, sporting a pin, kind of showing it to the president. That was on the immigration thing, right?
That was the young woman who was killed in Georgia.
She had her moment shouting at the president a little bit. You had a Gold Star father who lost his son in the withdrawal from Afghanistan. He had a shout out as well, or shouting moment. So breaks of decorum there throughout here and there. Another guy who appeared, our guy, old George Santos.
I mean, I'm just going to go defend myself.
No, he didn't say that yesterday.
Got kicked out of Congress and then showed up.
So I couldn't figure this out. Why are you there? I kept wondering. I kept thinking about this. And like some congressmen were posing with them and like, hey. And I was like, who's trolling who here? I mean, Congress kicked him out and he has the right to return.
Yeah, once you're a member of Congress, you have access to the floor with your pin until up and if you are convicted of a crime, which heretofore he has not been convicted. So
and I couldn't figure out
use it while you can.
But let's welcome him with open arms. Like there's people that were so excited to take pictures of them because they thought it was funny or it was trolling or whatever it is. Well, now we know why. Because he's running for Congress again. He's identified a district in New York. He is going to run for Congress again.
I'll give you one other Republican response from the Wisconsin congressional delegation. Thought Congressman Glenn Grothman did make a good point here about the president's speech. Here's a part of his statement. President Biden bragged about inflation, but he didn't acknowledge that inflation is caused by increased spending. Instead, he rattled off 8 or 9 new spending ramps, which will only drive us further into debt, inflation, and higher interest rates. This is why housing is quickly becoming beyond the reach of the middle class. A Republican response from Glenn Grothman here in Wisconsin. We'll talk a little bit more about it in the 8 o'clock hour as well. Plenty of things to get through on the President's State of the Union address. News about your money this morning, WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 130 points to 38,791. NASDAQ was up 1.5% to 16,273, and the S&P 500 closed at 5157. That was up 53 points on the day. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Nelnet Incorporated, the nation's largest, most respected student loan servicer, has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Facilities Coordinator Sunday Heidemann.
James Imaging has been a local provider for us for many years. They are reliable, they're responsible, and they take care of all of our printer needs.
Just what you'd expect from a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I think we get a great value with James Imaging with their service and the contracts that we have with them, that our cost stays low and we get the most for our money.
Sunday, what's the benefit for you with James Imaging Systems?
It makes my job more enjoyable, that I can count on these people to do what they're trained to do, and I have no worries because I know I'm going to be taken care of.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Jesus said, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." Hello, this is Archbishop Listecki. Jesus boldly proclaims that his life is the temple that will be raised up, and nothing can destroy the sacrifice of his life on the cross. It is God's love freely given through his Son for our redemption. He offers his loving relationship in the Eucharist at Mass. It's Lent. Join us at Mass.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Transform your bathroom like we did. It's Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, Sidex. Take out that conventional bathtub, put in a walk-in shower. That's what we did at our house. It's beautiful. It's open. It's transformed our bathroom. And right now with Sidex, you get $750 off any bathtub or shower replacement. They serve within 60 miles of Milwaukee. It's Sidex. They did the work at our house. It was quick. It was affordable. It was efficient. And our bathroom is beautiful. Go with the company we trust, Sidex. Free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ or John Mercure.
7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano. Our top story, new information on the treatment of a missing boy from Two Rivers.
I'm Erik Bilstad, getting comfy in new downtown digs.
I'm Debbie Lazica. Everything is clear out on the roads. Light volume, full freeway speeds. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Rainy and breezy today with a high of 43 degrees. Rain coming to an end tonight. Maybe some snow mixed in north of the city and a low down to 34.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden delivering a fiery State of the Union speech before a joint session of Congress last night, talking about, among other things, attacking Houthi military sites to stop them from attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea.
I've ordered strikes to degrade the Houthi capability and defend U.S. forces in the region. As Commander-in-Chief, I will not hesitate to direct further measures to protect our people and our military personnel.
The president touting his accomplishments and outlining his goals for the future. With more on that, here's ABC News political director Rick Klein with some takeaways.
One of the concerns that Joe Biden has is just getting his base energized, getting people to believe again in his candidacy. And I think this speech, this State of the Union, is going to go a long way toward convincing them that he is the man and he is right to be running again.
The February unemployment numbers just out this morning. Expectations around 190,000 jobs would be created. 275,000 were created. The unemployment rate holds steady at 3.9%. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, chilling new information on the treatment of 3-year-old Elijah Vu of Two Rivers. This, according to documents just before his February 20th disappearance.
Text conversations between Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, show Vang wanted to make Vu hate being in his presence. Also, a deleted photo found on Bauer's phone, taken 7 days before Vu's disappearance, showed the child lying on a bed with a blindfold on and bruises. In court Thursday, Vu's grandmother reading a letter asking a judge not to reduce her daughter's bond.
Katrina faked a forced abduction and had missing person reports filed in California.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And Bauer's felony child neglect charge was changed to a chronic neglect of a child, and a second felony child neglect charge was added involving a 6-year-old child.
An update to a story we've been following closely on WTMJ. We now know more about how a former inmate allegedly stabbed a jail guard earlier this week.
The criminal complaint says 41-year-old Ronell Hart stabbed the officer as the officer exited a parking structure early Tuesday morning. The guard saw Hart and asked him what he was doing in the structure. Hart then allegedly stabbed him 4 times in the neck, shoulder, back, and chest. The officer escaped and stumbled into the jail lobby across the street where medics were called. The guard suffered a punctured lung but is expected to survive. Hart fled but was captured and faces up to 60 years in prison if convicted. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Human trafficking investigation underway after a missing teen was rescued during a traffic stop. 21st and National on Milwaukee's South Side. This happened last week. Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office now reporting that during that traffic stop, deputies found a 17-year-old girl in the back seat of the car listed by Milwaukee police as missing and endangered. 36-year-old man is in custody.
Fiserv employees are officially making the move from Brookfield to Milwaukee.
President of the Greater Milwaukee Committee, Joel Brennan, got a look inside the new headquarters of the financial services technology firm. He tells Wisconsin's Midday News.
They truly are trying to paint the town orange. It's about 170,000 square feet. A local connection here. They have the state flower, the state animal.
And, of course, a nod to the Bucks.
In the office there is a piece of the floor, the championship floor. They have one big piece up on the wall, and they've used a couple for tables.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Today, representatives from 21 prominent Wisconsin businesses, including Baird, Molson Coors, Manpower, they're going to be trading in workout sneakers for wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs the Jordans for the day. It's the second annual Unstoppable Cup, a 3-on-3 wheelchair basketball tournament featuring able-bodied business leaders and hosted by the Ability Center. Damian Buchman is the founder and CEO.
And what's so great about this event is it gives an opportunity for everybody to play in what we call just a different pair of shoes.
Buchman explains to Wisconsin's Midday News the goal of the event.
Our goal is $72,000. We're already 74% of the way there. And if we make it to that 72, we'll have 2 sets of equipment to be in 2 places at once.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
That event begins today at noon at the Jewish Community Center in Whitefish Bay.
Coming up, St. Patrick's Day is next weekend, but the party begins today in Milwaukee. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34. News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Chevy on Metro Auto Mall, and Griffin's Hub Chrysler, Jeep Dodge Ram.
Spring is in the air, and so are the savings at Griffin. Picture this. For only $179.95, we offer an all-exclusive package to spruce your ride up. Get an oil change, tire rotation, air filter, wiper blades, multi-point inspection, battery check, and heat inspection. And the best part, no matter where you are, north, south, or west side of town, Griffin has your automotive needs covered. Our skilled technicians are ready to give your car the VIP treatment it deserves. So why wait? Drive over to Griffin and let us make your March memorable. At Griffin, we're not just about cars, we're about your satisfaction. Call or visit for details and restrictions. Spring forward with Griffin, where excellence meets the road.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Tayback Law fights for those who fought for us. If you're a vet and have been wrongfully denied the VA benefits you're entitled to, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
The Phoenix lost, UWM won, so what's the Panthers head coach so upset about? Got that coming up in sports at 7:45. Meanwhile, St. Patrick's Day festivities set to crank up for the weekend. Actually, big parade in downtown Milwaukee is tomorrow. Today, little hard shoe for you there, Ian?
I like it.
The all-school reel from Glencastle Irish Dancers. My kids danced with Glencastle for a few years.
Your kids have been in the parade.
That was who the
too,
girls
right?
were with. Yeah. Well, so typically when my girls were in the parade, before they went with the wigs, so you could do the wig and then you had to really staple that thing on pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Or you could go with, curl their hair. That was an operation, man. 2 little girls sitting at the kitchen table and a million corkscrew curls had to go in.
Why do that? Right? Why put yourself through that torture?
So the Glencastle Irish Dancers will be performing today, this afternoon, here at 3rd Street Market Hall, where they've got this news conference and sort of look ahead to events that are forthcoming through the weekend. And that's noon today here downtown. Shamrock Club of Wisconsin with a kickoff party at the Lucky Clover Irish Pub. It's on MLK Drive tonight. 37th Annual Mass in honor of St. Patrick, Saturday, March 9th, 8:30 a.m. That's at St. Patrick's Church in Walker's Point. Parade at 3rd in Wisconsin steps off tomorrow at noon. Post-party will be at the Irish Cultural Center, 21st in Wisconsin. And then, oh, by the way, St. Patrick's Day itself is the following weekend.
Yeah, next weekend will be a party.
Nothing we can't do to stretch it into a couple of weekends, right? Actually, wasn't Shamrock Shuffle last weekend? A month-long celebration.
Yes, why not?
And then, of course, Town of Erin's famous parade is coming up on St. Patrick's Day. That, of course, next week, Sunday, 7:39. This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
During Sleep Awareness Month at Steinhoffels, get a Tempur-Pedic Queen mattress for only $52 per month with their 60-month financing, plus $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Tempur-Pedics are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by supporting the body as no other mattress can. Upgrade to the Tempur Breeze and sleep up to 10 degrees cooler for just $96 per month with their 60-month financing. Make the connection between better health and sleep at Steinhoffels. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
How'd you like to have me come out and pave your parking lot? No, seriously, I would enjoy doing that. We have a contest going right now with our partners at Johnson & Sons Paving. It is, of course, pothole season. This is going to be a rough one. So we've had a lot of freeze-thaw with the back-and-forth temperatures. So you want Johnson & Sons to fix those potholes in your commercial parking lot or maybe rebuild the whole thing. Here's the contest. If you book a parking lot paving project by the end of May with Johnson & Sons Paving, you'll be entered to win the Vinny Visit. Now, I have committed to actually helping the Johnson & Sons team on your job site. Now, you're the customer, so if that doesn't sound good to you, like, I don't want that clown out here messing around with my nice, fresh asphalt. I promise you I'll do a good job, but we can just sit and chat. That's fine, but I think I'd lay some good asphalt. Go to WTMJ.com/contests for information on how to enter. Asphalt and concrete, plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors, except for me in this case. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Erik Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Erik can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Erik this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix-It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about Accunet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money, too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
742 update on traffic here, Deb.
All right, starting to get a little bit heavier now. Westbound 94 heading through the stadium interchange. Few taps on the brakes there. Rest of the system actually looking pretty quiet around the area. No other incidents. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. A damp and rainy day ahead with cloudy skies and high temperatures in the lower 40s. It will also be breezy with a strong wind out of the northeast. Rain will come to an end tonight. There could be a couple wet snowflakes mixing in north of Milwaukee as this system wraps up. Low temperatures tonight will fall into the 30s. For Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy skies. The chance for a couple afternoon flurries once again staying breezy. High temperatures in the lower 40s. We start to warm up on Sunday, mid-40s with plenty of sunshine. By Monday, we're back in the 50s with sunny skies. And then on Tuesday, partly cloudy with high temperatures in the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 41 degrees.
Vince, could the future of TikTok be in peril? Lawmakers moving a bill to a full floor vote now, which would force the sale of Chinese-owned TikTok or face a nationwide ban. Behind the bill is Wisconsin Congressman Mike Gallagher.
In our construct, they can continue to enjoy the app and post dance videos on the app or run their small business on the app as long as ByteDance separates its ties with TikTok.
Now, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have long had national security concerns about the social media app and how China uses its user information. We've had Tina Chang in from SysLogic here based in town talking about this as well, as how dangerous it is to give China access to all of our information.
So is Congress trying to kill TikTok, or are they trying to save it?
Yes, it depends on how you look at it. Either way, TikTok is not happy. Here's Jolene Kent from CBS.
When I opened TikTok this morning, there was a call for users to stand up and call their members of Congress to protest this bill. That is how seriously TikTok is taking this. They know their 170 million users love the app. Many are addicted to it, frankly, and they are willing to stand up. And you saw those calls start ringing on Capitol Hill. Some members of Congress even taking some of those calls themselves.
I mean, this is really going to start to percolate. You heard the numbers she said there. 170 million American users.
A lot of phone calls to Congress, right, if they want to put the pressure on.
So it's moving to the House floor. It was unanimously passed in this committee. We'll see what happens.
Sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's David Nason, your personal inspection pro from WTMJ's The Fix-It Show. I'm with my go-to basement repair guy, Chris Mancuso of Accurate Basement Repair. This is the team I personally recommend for leaky or cracked basements.
Wow, thanks, David. Our team at Accurate Basement Repair has been fixing leaky and cracked basements for the Fix-It listeners for over 20 years.
That's great, Chris. For more information about how to schedule a free inspection and estimate, check out AccurateBasementRepair.com because they're not just good, they're accurate.
Hey, let me buy you a drink. Vince Vitrano here, inviting you to a fun night where you can learn more about the family-friendly cruise that we're offering on Royal Caribbean with Expedia Cruises in Brookfield. Hope you'll join us. It's coming up next week, Thursday, and we've got a presentation, chance for you to have all of your questions answered. We'll be at the DoubleTree Hotel on Blue Mound Road in Brookfield. My friend Greg and his team from Expedia Cruises will be there. I'll be there as well, along with the folks from Royal Caribbean, who cannot wait to tell you more about the wonder of the seas, our fabulous trip, and the amazing Western Caribbean itinerary that we've got planned, celebrating the new year 2025 at sea. Greg's put together a great block of rooms reserved specially for our group. We'll have the chance for some great times together. Works for couples. If you want to bring the kids, grandma and grandpa, bring your kids and your grandkids. Hey, we're all going for a cruise. Merry Christmas. Won't you join us for the meeting? No pressure. Nobody's going to push you to sign up that night. Just a chance for us to be together and for you to learn more about this amazing trip. The DoubleTree Hotel in Brookfield, next week, Thursday. Free to attend, but we'd love to have you sign up. Send me an email, vince@WTMJ.com. That's vince@WTMJ.com, and I'll get that out to you on the Vinny Cruise, celebrating New Year's 2025 at sea.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers with 2 split squad games over the next couple of days. We play the A's twice today, like an afternoon and an evening game. Beat the White Sox 8-2 on Thursday. The afternoon matchup with the A's is on the air here. Our coverage starts at 2 p.m. 2:10 first pitch on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ. Bucks and Lakers tonight. That's in L.A. Milwaukee coming off its first loss since the All-Star break. That tip-off is at 9 p.m. Woof, stay up
Another
late.
late one. College basketball fans and UWM Panther fans, we will see you in Indy. Panthers win again in the semifinals. Now they're headed to the Horizon League tournament in Indianapolis. They beat Phoenix 95-84. This game was in Green Bay, and holy cow, the rivalry between these two teams is alive and well. Coach Bart Lundy from the Panthers, very unhappy with the organization up in Green Bay right now. He spoke to Scott Wars on 101.7 The Truth.
They tried everything, tried not to give us practice yesterday, tried to switch the shoot around before the game at 4 p.m. today. We had to get the commissioner involved twice. I mean, just there's ways that they diminished the league. They diminished the league today, and I don't think it's right. I'm going to make my voice heard on this.
That was moments after the game. Hostile crowd up there in Green Bay. At one point, actually, Lundy told Wars that he got assaulted, if you will, in quotes, as he was walking to do that interview with Scott after the game. Some fan yelling at him and getting in his face. So, okay, let's move on.
Where did this come from? Wow.
They are now 2 wins away from the big dance. EW Milwaukee will play Northern Kentucky Monday night in Indianapolis. 8:30 tip. You can hear it on 101.7 The Truth. Wisconsin Badgers win. They beat Rutgers 78-66.
And also in Green Bay today, Girls State High School hoops. That's at the Resch Center there. Semifinal matchups for teams from our area. Let me see. We got Pewaukee. We got my alma mater, Tosa East, Arrowhead, Franklin, and Hartford all playing today in Divisions 1 and 2. Okay. I think Arrowhead and Franklin play each other, so somebody's going to advance to the final from our area for sure, but a couple of great teams from our area. Hey, Wish they could have met in the
Yeah,
final.
that's true.
Not good for our Southeast Wisconsin teams. Thursday, both Kettle Moraine Lutheran and the Prairie School lost in their semifinals on Thursday. 7:49, we'll talk to Mark Tauscher next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. If you've been waiting to replace broken windows and doors, or you want to revitalize your home with a new look, now is the time to get it done. Because from now until March 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. That's right, Pella now and pay later. 3 years later, in fact. Order by March 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Set your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
It's time. Hey, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Hall Mazda in Brookfield. And it's time to start getting excited for the nicer weather. It will come, I promise. And fun stuff like road trips and vacations. How are you fixing to get around on those road trips? Suggestion? How about a brand new Mazda from Hall Mazda in Brookfield? Seriously, not only are the models Mazda has designed great options for everyday stuff, but they're also super nice for whatever the roads will take you. Models like the plug-in hybrid CX-90 or the rugged and refined CX-50, they're all designed with you, the driver, in mind. And where you get the car is just as important as which model you pick. Hall Mazda has been around and family-owned since 1926. They're on their 4th generation. Working with them, you get that family feel focused on your satisfaction. Family-owned and a family feel. Pretty cool. Curious? Go to Hall Mazda in Brookfield. It's Hall good.
Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Been a pretty good drive today, Deb.
Yeah, it's been great. We just have a little bit of a backup westbound 94 between about 27th Street and Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, quick tap the brakes through the stadium as well. But everywhere else is looking great. I'm not really seeing any other major incidents out there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Rainy today through the day with a high of 43 degrees. That should come to an end tonight. Maybe some snow mixed in north of Milwaukee and a low down to 34. For the weekend, 42 the high on Saturday with maybe a few flurries in the afternoon. Sunday, sunny and breezy, high 46. Milwaukee at 41 degrees.
Idea Man.
There's a lot of things, and you guys deal with politics and everything else on a daily basis, and there's my truth, there's a different truths, there's misinformation.
Innovative.
Yeah, there's a difference, Tausch, right, between being football smart and being life smart.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
Let me tell you something. Right? There is no doubt about that.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News is sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I want to set this up by, first of all, clarifying there was an online rumor Wednesday into Thursday that former Badgers coach, Badgers legend, former athletic director Barry Alvarez had died.
Oh.
And it went around, and actually someone fairly prominent for the football world reposted it and posted a bunch of, we lost a legend today, and then it really took off. Barry Alvarez is not at all dead. In fact, he's quite alive, and he does not like the current state of college football.
Here's what he told ESPN Wisconsin's Wilde and Tausch on Thursday.
It's out of control and unsustainable. The paying of the players
It's supposed to be illegal to use the coaches to use cash to endorse or to encourage players or recruit players, but that's exactly what's happening. Got out of control, unsustainable. It's going to screw up college football. It's going to ruin college football.
Dang, Tausch, coach, he's hot about it, and always been one that I always respected. Maybe you agree with him, maybe you don't, but he tells you what's on his mind, and that's a pretty harsh condemnation of the state of college football right now.
Yeah, even more so now that he's retired, he even speaks his mind more. So, yeah, I mean, first off, it was great. I sent him a text after when you said all those rumors that were going around, and he was doing fine. And then actually, with Will D's long questions, he actually told us it was great to even be on the show to let people know that he was alive yesterday. So that part was nice. As far as the other stuff goes, yeah, I think the college football world has done things a certain way for a long time. And this, to me, has been a great kind of endorsement of not just always reacting to things. You have to proactively attack what's coming down the pipe. And the NCAA never did. They kept pushing off and trying to suppress players' opportunities to earn. And as coaches' salaries skyrocketed, and as TV money skyrocketed, and players started looking at it more and more like, you're not going to let me have cream cheese on a bagel, but you're going to have $70 million buyouts for a coach at Texas A&M, things were going to change. And things have changed. And it's changed rapidly, and there's no control on how that is moving. And that is completely on the NC2A and the governing body of college athletics for letting it get there, for not having any vision to see what was coming. And now what Barry is saying is completely right. It is unsustainable. You can't keep going and asking for alumni and everybody else to donate and then to do this and then to pay a couple $100,000 to each kid to play football. It's just not going to continue on, and the playing field, which already wasn't very level, is only going to get more and more to the big boys, the Ohio States, et cetera, et cetera.
Tough to balance, too, Tausch. A lot of parents have young people who are athletes, maybe D3, maybe D2, but they can go out and make money if they can on TikTok or whatever. Of course, you have the big-name athletes, but we have to balance out those interests with that of the fans who want to see an equal playing field and want to see things play out. So, is there a solution?
There is. I think it's going to take a lot of hard work, and as is always the case, you're going to have to balance some things, and not every player is going to be getting a ton of NIL money or endorsements or anything else. And I've always found it kind of ridiculous in the fact that some of these athletes, like Frank Kaminsky and Ron Dane, when I was at Wisconsin, you couldn't. First off, I paid to go there for the first 2 years, but when I was there, it was the training and it was worth everything for me. I didn't play. I wasn't really, if I'm being honest, bringing a ton to the university, sitting there other than being a walk-on. But Ron and some of these other guys that are just bringing in a number of money and different applicants to the school. Those guys should have been able to reap those rewards. And by the way, everybody would have been fine with that because they've proven themselves and they've shown their value to the school. Now, everybody's got their hand out. Freshmen or seniors in high school are saying, I need $300,000 to do this. And you're like, well, you haven't done jack here yet. Come here, prove it. But that's what happens when you don't proactively approach things and say, this is what's going to happen. And now this is kind of the bed that college football and college athletics is lying in.
Have a great weekend, Tausch. Appreciate you.
You bet. See you, fellas.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Linda Spice.
A new all-day cafe on the first floor of the Nova apartment community plans a concept that serves coffee by day with a transition to cocktails at night. Haven Cafe will open at 1237 North Van Buren Street by June. West Dallas officials approve a development agreement to convert a former industrial building into an event venue. The venue is expected to attract 50,000 visitors annually after opening in 2026. American Family Insurance reports strong revenue in 2023, but post its second consecutive year of net losses. 2023 and 2022 are the only 2 years the insurer reported net losses in at least a decade. The Madison-based insurance company cited severe weather events and inflation as challenges to its business. I'm Linda Spice with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
Former pro football offensive tackle Mitch Schwartz knows for a guy, buying jewelry is a daunting task at most stores, but not if you go to Diamonds Direct.
It's very simple and very easy process for a guy to go in there and not be overwhelmed.
Mitch found Diamonds Direct and has been back many times buying jewelry for his wife, Brooke, and he's never felt any pressure.
They're going to educate you about what you're looking for, what the diamonds are, how the process works.
At Diamonds Direct, we respect both you and your budget.
I think everyone's kind of searching for value. You don't want to be taken advantage of, and Diamonds Direct is leading in that regard. You're going to feel really comfortable there. You're going to have a good time. You're going to find something that looks amazing and that you're going to get the best value for it.
So if you're worried about getting sweaty palms when you walk into a jewelry store, relax. Take Mitch's advice and enjoy the experience at Diamonds Direct.
We have definitely recommended Diamonds Direct to friends, to other teammates. Everyone else who has been through there has had as awesome an experience as we have.
Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get directions, showroom hours, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry,
"Replace! Replace!"
But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Pacific Coast Highway.
Spinning through three defenders and lays it in with a foul. The whirling dervish that is the Greek Freak.
The Bucks travel down the Pacific Coast Highway to L.A. Our coverage for Bucks Lakers starts tonight at 8:30. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, March 8th, our top story, fiery back and forth during the State of the Union.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Chilling new details in the case of a missing boy from Two Rivers.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We got a little bit of a backup east and westbound on 94 heading through the stadium interchange. Nothing major to panic about, but just a quick tap of the brakes. The rest of the system is nice and clear. Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 43 degrees today. We'll see rain on and off throughout. That rain will come to an end tonight. Maybe a little bit of snow mixing in north of Milwaukee and a low down to 34. Milwaukee temp at 41. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Joe Biden delivering what's being described as a fiery State of the Union address before a divided Congress and nation. Less than 8 months now before the November general election.
President Biden came out swinging in an election year State of the Union address, hitting many of the key issues on voters' minds, like his age.
The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are, it's how old are our ideas.
Reproductive rights.
I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
The economy and immigration.
The president also took on his likely 2024 GOP rival, former President Donald Trump, referring to him as my predecessor 13 times.
Willie James Inman, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, the president ramping up efforts to get aid to Palestinians in Gaza.
Palestinians said the parachutes on the aid packages, which were dropped into northern Gaza, failed to open. At least 5 Palestinians waiting to receive the packages were killed and others wounded. Over the past week, the U.S. Army has been coordinating with France, Egypt, and Jordan to drop humanitarian aid into Gaza. The U.S. says more than 70,000 meals have been delivered to Palestinians in northern Gaza, which has received very little humanitarian aid. Linda Gradstein for CBS News, Jerusalem.
U.S. Senator of Wisconsin Ron Johnson remaining adamant that he did not know he was being asked to deliver fake elector packets to Vice President Mike Pence. This ahead of the certification of the 2020 election. There are recently revealed text messages that were just released this week between Senator Johnson and then Trump campaign attorney Jim Trupis. They appear to show that Senator Johnson was explicitly told the documents were about electors. On Thursday, Senator Johnson said he connected Trupis with his chief of staff, but maintains he did not know it was about fake electors.
Chilling new details on the treatment of 3-year-old Elijah Vu of Two Rivers just before his disappearance in February.
Text conversations between Vu's mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, show Vang wanted to make Vu hate being in his presence. Also, a deleted photo found on Bauer's phone taken 7 days before Vu's disappearance showed the child lying on a bed with a blindfold on and bruises. In court Thursday, Vu's grandmother reading a letter asking a judge not to reduce her daughter's bond.
Katrina faked a forced abduction and had missing person reports filed in California.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
New information on what led up to that stabbing of a correctional guard downtown. Guard was on his way to work Tuesday.
The unnamed guard was leaving a parking structure near the downtown jail early on Tuesday when he spotted 41-year-old Ronell Hart. He began to talk to Hart, who he recognized as a former inmate, when Hart pulled a sharp object out of his jacket and stabbed the officer several times, including in the neck and chest. One source close to the investigation tells me Hart has sociopathic tendencies and is a menace. Hart could get 60 years in prison. The guard is expected to make a full recovery. John Merkier, WTMJ News.
Coming up, celebrating the big cheese.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 8:05.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. With spring in the air, a young man's fancy turns to ceiling fans. And at BBC, he'll see all the best quality fans and their newest styles. The new fan electronics provide a great method of moving air, and with LED lights, they use less electricity than ever. We have fans in all sizes, from 24 to 96 inches wide, and their motors are warranted for life. At BBC, we advise you on the right fan for your needs, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and on Saturday 10 to 4 and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue across from Sobelman's and Bachman Furniture, all near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only to the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% off retail. This weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
Hey, no snow in the North Woods. That spelled big trouble for so many businesses. Help is on the way.
This season in Vilas County, snowmobile trails have not been open a single day. Chris Creepy runs Wild Eagle Lodge in Eagle River.
The business goes away, and so do the dollars and people's work and livelihoods.
State leaders just extended the deadline to July 31st for companies to apply for millions of dollars in federal disaster relief loans to cover those losses. Greeby tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News he has considered applying, but is already looking ahead.
Let's put the bad news behind us and just get kick-started with summer.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
The big cheese once again hails from Switzerland. Hornbecker cheese made by Michael Spiker of Mountain Dairy Fritzenhaus.
Yeah, Fritzenhaus.
Based out of
Spiker.
Bern.
Guten Tag, Herr Spiker.
They have been named Best Cheese at the World Championship Cheese Contest, which took place this week in Madison. It's the third straight year they took home the Big Cheese Prize. Meanwhile, Wisconsin did pretty well. The cheesemakers here in the Badger State won 39 of the 142 categories.
Point of order. As it were, I brought in some string cheese today. Forgot to put it in the fridge when we got here. Is that still good?
I think it's still good.
That's still in play?
Yes.
All
I'd
right.
say go for it.
I'm really hungry.
It's worth the risk.
Man from Green Bay advancing in the Tournament of Champion Finals on Jeopardy! Ben Chan, philosophy professor at sweet alma mater St. Norbert College. He won that semifinal match that played or aired Thursday night. So this is Chan's 11th victory since his original run on the TV quiz show began last May. Chan set return to TV Tuesday. That's when the finals begin. 8:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kiandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Time to ramp up your business and work smarter with Walker Media Agency, helping to build your brand. Vince Vitrano here, Matt Walker and his team. They've rebuilt so many websites for Wisconsin companies, big and small. Things from online publications, software solutions company, even a company that rents campers direct online. Walker Media Agency has all of their websites looking attractive. They are functional, and this is super important. They're optimized for search engine results. Beautiful, really slick-looking website that nobody can find, that doesn't come up at the top of those Google searches. That's not working for you. And are you, when new customers come to this digital front door of your business, are you confident they'll be as proud of your work as you are? If you even wonder about that answer, get Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency working for you. You can focus on your core business. That's what you do best. And get Matt Walker and his team working on that relationship with your valued partners. You can contact him at walkerwtmj.com. That's walkerwtmj.com.
St. Vincent de Paul, Milwaukee has expanded into our new 76th and Bradley Road location, where thrifters will find hundreds of bargains on everything, from clothing to furniture, electronics, home goods, and more. Our inventory is always changing, and new deals pop up every day. We're accepting donations, too, at our convenient drive-through donation area. Help us help others. St. Vincent de Paul at 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee is now open.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 3-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Is your IRS tax debt making you feel anxious? The professionals at Allies Tax Relief are ready to negotiate your fresh start. Call them now at 800-230-5174.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Heartland Lakeside School District. Visit heartlake.org to learn more. Looking for the best education for your child? Heartland Lakeside is ranked in the top 1% in the state. Enroll your child today by visiting heartlake.org.
8:12, let's get an update on traffic here, Debbie.
All right, everything's looking great out on the roads. No more delays through the stadium, so everything is moving along well, and no other incidents up on the board either. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, Debbie, we need you for a 5Q here in a couple of minutes.
I'm on my way.
All right.
Storm team forecast for today, rainy and breezy, high 43. Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tyler Moore has that rain coming to an end tonight. Maybe a little bit of snow mixed in before it's said and done north of the city, and a low down to 34. Right now, still at 41 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
8:13 on a Friday morning. We are packed this hour as we take you up till 9 o'clock of the Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. Do want to offer a few more reflections on the President's State of the Union address. No chance that if you look up anything on it that you don't see the word fiery.
That has been the adjective of the morning.
Read any story. Even we've been having some of our news copy here. Watch any of the networks. You know how that happens, right? Somebody who wrote the original, like an AP story or Reuters or one of these that cover it, that all of the media agencies across the country subscribe to.
Right.
They're pulling that language off of what was written one time. Somebody said fiery in one thing, and everybody's saying
fiery speech.
I thought it was loud. I mean, he raised his voice a number of times.
Yeah.
There were some semi-explosive exchanges.
Moments. Oh, yeah.
We had some moments. We'll get through some of that later this hour. Want to start, though, because we've got the Oscars coming up. And, Erik, a really special opportunity for you and for the show. You're able to talk with John Ridley, local Academy Award winner.
Yes, Milwaukee native, won himself an Oscar. Let's get to it. Our 5Q.
And now,
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
time
Oh, wow.
for the 5Q.
That was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Very good. All right, so here's how the 5Q works here on Wisconsin's Morning News. We pose a handful of questions to our panel, and then we compare and contrast our answers to that of an expert. Our expert today, you said it, Vince, is John Ridley, who won himself an Oscar for 12 Years a Slave. He also has a new movie coming out next week, premiering here in Milwaukee. We'll get to that later on. But right now, we have Debbie Lazga, we have Vince Vitrano. Number one of our 5Q as it pertains to the Academy Awards, who has been the best host of the Oscars? Vince, we'll start with you. Who do you believe has been the best host of the Oscars?
Well, I think Kimmel's done a really good job the last couple of times. Was it Gervais or was he Golden Globes?
He was Golden Globes.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was just uncomfortable.
This will be the fourth Kimmel appearance.
Who hosted it for a million years?
Bob Hope, Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal, Bob
Crystal. That's what I was
Hope.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Billy Crystal days if I have to pick one.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I pretty much was like my top three: Billy Crystal, Whoopi Goldberg, and Neil Patrick Harris. He actually did a pretty good job too.
All right. So, what did Mr. Ridley say? Who's been the best host at the Oscars?
Well, my favorite host of all time, Johnny Carson. You know, Johnny was the best, and he was that great bridge between true celebrity and the folks at home who were watching. He was the best, and he was. People who never got to see Johnny Carson host, I feel poorly.
All right. Feels poorly for us. All right. So, number two of the 5Q, your most memorable Oscar moment. So, when you think of the Oscars, what really just stands out in your brain, Debbie Lazaga?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Everybody's going to say the slap.
Ah, yeah. The Chris Rock slap from Will Smith.
But I also kind of like the, I didn't like it, but the when they announced the wrong one for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was
La
a good
La Land, and I think it was Moonlight or something like that.
Yeah, they said the wrong Best Picture.
You had one job.
I think mine might have been Adele Badzine.
The Travolta.
Right, when Travolta tried to introduce Idina Menzel and just out of nowhere, the wickedly talented Adele Badzine.
So here's my favorite from Mr. John Ridley, who, by the way, won himself an Oscar. You would assume what he would say is his most memorable moment of the Oscars. Well, take a listen.
The streaker and David Niven's the actor. Back in the day, there was this very popular fad where people would strip their clothes off and run around in a public place. It was called streaking. And some guy got onto the stage of the Oscars at Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, was running across stage, and people were shocked or laughing, whatever. And David Niven, great English actor with that, great dry English wit, said, well, this gentleman, I guess, will always be remembered for his shortcomings, referring to the size of his reproductive organ. And, people cracked up.
I appreciate
And then
that.
also the time I won the Academy Award.
I appreciate that.
Good for him,
I
man.
love that he just threw that out.
Such a
there.
humble guy.
Number 3 of the 5Q. Our question today revolve around the Oscars, and our expert guest is John Ridley, of course, Milwaukee native, who won himself an Oscar. Has a new movie coming out called Shirley next week. All right, number 3. Performing the Best Song nominations live during the show. During the Oscars. Now, they've done this sometimes they don't, where they take a break from the show so they can perform whatever is being nominated for Best Song. Performing the best song, yay or nay?
Yay, in favor.
You like it?
Yeah, agreed. I mean, if they're going to have music at all as a break or whatever, it kind of mixes it up a little bit. I like it.
That's interesting. I'm kind of a nay on this.
Really?
Kind of a showstopper sometimes, depending on the song. I don't know. Okay, well, how about Mr. Ridley? Performing the best song nominations during the show, yay or nay?
Yay. I mean, I'm sorry. I love the acting, but when you're sitting at home, and I'll tell you from experience, when you're sitting in the theater, that's when it livens up. So I'm all yay.
So it's actually better then. when you're there, you need something like that to get the show rocking again. All right, I get that. Okay, What is your favorite category? And you can't say Best Picture. What is your favorite category at the Oscars, Debbie?
I'm going to say the actresses. The actress, best actress, best supporting.
Yeah.
Just because there seems to be. I was going to say all acting categories, but then I'm thinking, no, there's a lot more drama when you're looking at the girls, and then one wins and the other one doesn't. Let's be stoic, be stoic. Oh, I'm happy for you. Yeah.
All right.
They have like the quad box going,
Exactly.
or the 5 box going.
Pretend to be happy for the other person.
I like
Vitrano?
best original score. Is that how they say it? That's for not song, but like Indiana Jones or Star Wars,
The John Williams
Top
type
Gun.
of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
John Williams Memorial.
Maybe we should
That he
rename
always
it.
wins it.
Oh, I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah, play it.
All right, what did John Ridley say?
Best sound recording. Love that. Best editing.
Ooh, I like that. That's different.
Like the Tech Awards.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool.
I kind of lean toward Ridley on
The
this
stuff
one.
that they know and can appreciate
Yeah.
because they're in it, but most of us don't know. We just take for granted, right?
Okay, let's get to it. Number 5 of the 5 Q. Our final question. What is the best picture? The best picture that has ever been awarded Best Picture. What, in your opinion, would make the best one? Vince.
I don't know. I mean, like, how do you do that, right?
Yeah.
Who is your favorite
It's
child? Okay,
like
so if
naming a piece of art.
fine, Ben-Hur.
Ooh.
That is good. That is good.
Who was
Dude got
that?
trampled in that. That was
what's his
Charlton
name?
Heston.
Okay, wasn't
Was
Michael
it?
Douglas?
Was it Charlton Heston or was it Michael Douglas's
No,
dad?
Michael Douglas is Spartacus.
Thank you.
They get the-
Okay.
which are
yes.
kind of the same movie. Bunch of gladiators, bunch of Romans
Lots of
doing their
togas.
stuff. Okay, fine,
I like
right.
it. I like that out of the box.
Ben-Hur.
one.
It's so hard for me to choose on this one. In my heart, it's Sound of Music, but for the epicness of it all, Lord of the Rings.
Okay, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. All right. So what did Mr. John Ridley have to say? He's been in Hollywood for 30 plus years. He's been writing screenplays. He's directing this new movie. What is his best picture?
The best picture that I can think of that I think was like, there's no doubt this was the best picture. Pushed cinema, and it was bold. I would say Midnight Cowboy. Midnight Cowboy pushed the genre. It said, hi, welcome to the late 60s, early 70s. Whether you like it or not. Whether you're
Midnight Cowboy. So, by the way, X-rated movie. X-rated.
Was it?
John Voight. He plays that cowboy from Texas. Heads to New York City so he can be a prostitute. Thinks he can
That
make
was
money.
an X-rated, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he meets who? Ratso, the Dustin Hoffman character.
Yeah. I'm walking over here.
So yeah, a little bit more from Ridley on that.
when you see it, you're like, oh, the style and what it was about and the rawness of it and the themes that it dealt with. Everything from the construction to the performances, just top to bottom, where you go, there's no false beat. There's not a bad moment. It doesn't conform to an ending that the audience, we're going to give the film the ending that we think the audience wants as opposed to the one that's correct for the film. It just did all of that. And, certainly never be an X-rated film that wins ever. And that, I will say, is an absolute.
Yeah, there you go. Great description. Great conversation, by the way, with Mr. Ridley. He could not have been more candid just about what he's working on now. Next week's a big week for them with this premiere of Shirley, which is about Shirley Chisholm, who ran for president in 1972, black woman running for president. So that movie's coming out next week. And, of course, No Studios be doing a big Oscar thing on Sunday as well. So
And the Oscars Sunday at 6 p.m. is the start time?
That's right.
Who's got the Oscars? ABC?
ABC always seems to have
Yeah,
it,
right?
yep.
All right, so that's 6 p.m. our time on Sunday. 8:22, our thanks to Mr. Ridley on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Have you been putting off replacing broken, drafty windows and doors? Or maybe it's just you want to change up the look of your home. Maybe it's purely stylistic. That's good, too. Great time to get it done right now. If you book the work in your home from now until March 31st, you can get in on this deal. 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Try getting that deal on anything right now. Pella now, pay later, 3 years later, in fact. You want to get the Pella team in your home for a free consultation. They'll think of things that you haven't thought of before. So you're not just talking about taking measurements and making sure everything fits properly. Obviously, that's important. But if you want some design help, Pella can customize, providing nearly endless possibilities for design flexibility. They have this thing called DesignWorks. So when they get in your home, they'll actually be able to show you exactly what your project's going to look like before you buy. And here's the best part. They can make it affordable by stretching your payments over 3 years and giving you 0% interest on your financing. Got to order by March 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
Our mission is to protect and uphold our reputation. At Semper Fi, it's the banner we all march under, because the reputation we earn and uphold belongs to all of us. And without a strong reputation in the exterior remodeling business, you're here today and gone tomorrow. And when you've earned a good reputation, that's what makes the difference in value. It's the little extra that you get for the price. And that assurance is actually what counts the most, because it means the good money you're spending with us is not going to go to waste. A roof you can rely on, with a warranty that has a backbone. Craftsman quality airtight window and door installations. Brick and stone masonry that's clean and sharp. And new siding that's been known to stop traffic. And it's all backed by a team that over the last 20 years have put a lot of heart and soul into building a reputation that you can believe in. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
I'm excited to be joined by my friend Jill Kreider. She is the president of Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Tell me kind of about the mission of Azura.
Our mission is to transform the culture of care, have a secure place, live a quality of life that maybe they don't have currently.
When I'm at an Azura facility, it feels like home.
Having team members that really care about people is number one.
Thank you for what you do for our community. Thank you for what you do for the people that live in the community.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Let's get an update on the roads here as we come up on the bottom of the hour, Deb.
I don't know what to tell you, Vince. There's nothing going on. It is looking really good out on the roads. Full freeway speeds and lightish volume out there. Not seeing a tap on the brakes at all. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
8:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. President Biden's going to take his show on the road today. You often see this from presidents. They campaign on the heels of their State of the Union address. Word fiery has been used a lot to describe the words of the president last night. Thought it was a fine speech. I mean, just if I can evaluate it purely as an orator, no one would accuse President Biden of being the most skilled orator, but He does have some fight, knows when to raise it, knows when to bring it back down. You know, I thought he connected with folks. A couple of moments that you always look for is there a moment where you're just off script or breaking script or even just like a little window into what's happening.
Or playing to the room, so to speak.
Found a couple of those. Now, this was a point that the president was making on prescription medication. Said he wants to cap prescription medication costs at $2,000 annually for everyone in America. So for folks who need a whole bunch of prescriptions or anybody else, you won't pay more than $2,000. And he's basically trying to say that the big drug companies shouldn't be charging as much.
I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, but if you want to get an Air Force One and fly to Toronto, Berlin, Moscow, even Moscow probably. And bring your prescription with you, and I promise you I'll get it for you for 40% the cost you're paying now. Same company, same drug. Same place.
A point well taken. He had the obvious stumble there, but then a fairly quick recovery. Mm-hmm. So how do you score that, right? And it looked like he was a little off script. I don't know if that was written or, he's used that before. I'm going to get in trouble for saying, they don't want me to say this to you. It does make you perk up for a second. Like, ooh, what's coming next? What'd you think of the interruptions and the jeering?
So I'm not a fan of it. However, it's not going away. This is becoming a thing. This isn't a isolated incident anymore. It happens every time.
I feel like the president was not only prepared for it, but at some points also kind of encouraged it. There was that back and forth over immigration, and there's a moment here where the president was talking about the bipartisan legislation to crack down on the border, which, was bipartisan up until former President Trump told everybody, hey, this is not good for me or for us or whatever. Basically spiked it. Mm-hmm. And here's the president on that.
With the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh, you're saying that he laid that there hoping that he'd get the whoa.
Oh, yeah, he knew it was coming.
Okay, so that was interesting. But that was okay. So that was sort of a play, right? Little back and forth between the president and the room.
Yeah.
There were a couple of other shout out moments, which I'll allow this here. That sort of was part of the fabric of the speech. Okay, but the person who thinks this is my time during the president's address, I'd say the same thing when it was President Trump up there. Same thing if it's President Trump next time around, whatever. That is the president's time to give the speech. And if you got something to say about it, plenty of time after. Or go ahead and live tweet during the thing. So many members of Congress were apparently not really interested in listening. Or they're not doing their own tweets one way or the other. They're all, the whole spiel. Here's what I think about that. Was just it. But somebody actually just texted in. Who's the moron from Wisconsin who screamed out liar?
President, my predecessor, failed the most basic presidential duty that he owes to American people, the duty to care. I think that's unforgivable.
Okay, there it is. That's our guy, Wisconsin, freshman Republican Derek Van Orden from Southwest Wisconsin. He confirmed apparently to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, it was me. They contacted him was that you? Was that an email, you figure?
Well, or a text.
Does this happen to be you?
I mean,
right.
Those guys are available to the media.
Yeah, it was me.
Not. Yeah.
So whether you agree with him or whether you don't, again, broke decorum there, and there were a number of other incidents such as that in the State of the Union. Overall, what is it described as fiery?
Yeah, the fiery is the word.
Did you think it was fiery, or was it just loud?
I wouldn't
just
have said,
just because you've raised your voice doesn't mean
it's said loud. Yeah. Fiery is an interesting choice for an adjective. I am curious what the adjective is going to be used for the Republican response. Typically, for whatever reason, the responses are never any good. Or the person that gives the response typically disappears. It's like, hey, this person's an up-and-comer, can't wait to showcase this congresswoman or this senator or whatnot, and then they give their speech, and then you never hear from these people again.
Would you suggest more often than not they fumble?
Yeah, and
or is it just that's what we remember? They're remembered for something that's not, what was it, Marco Rubio in the glass of water, Senator Rubio?
Yep. And then there was the Congressman Kennedy who had lip gloss on or chapstick on, so it was really shiny, and that was so distracting.
And what was the problem with this Congresswoman?
Just wasn't
a little
very
breathy,
good.
A little kind of strange.
Struggled a little bit. Katie Britt is her name. Even some Republican operatives are told Newsweek, yeesh, yikes, that GOP members were grimacing as that was taking place.
You asked a good question. Why didn't they trot Trump out there?
I did wonder about that yesterday.
Did they?
I don't know if there are rules
you have
on that,
to.
But if I were advising the campaign or the party, I would have said, well, yeah, why not just throw the guy who's running and have him spout off whatever he wants to spout off? Because that would be sucking the oxygen out of the room right now.
Right away.
I mean, that maybe there is some decorum there. I have no idea, but that would have been my suggestion.
I also wonder why more often whichever party is in charge of the response doesn't put him in a room with a crowd. You have all the pomp and circumstance of the State of the Union and all this stuff, and then you have him or her standing in an empty room, and it's very sterile, and that's very different when you're just talking into a camera versus you have that crowd to feed off of. Because I think it's been done, right?
Yeah, I think it's been done, but you never know who might show up then for that. It could be anyone who might come in and say something and cause trouble and get the room.
I mean, I'm just going to go defend myself.
I mean, who knows?
Another one of our guys, people that we've...
Former Congressman Santos could have showed up. Oh, wait, he did. That's right.
So this is the guy from New York who was kicked out of Congress by his own colleagues.
Yeah, it showed up last night.
And is facing a slew of charges, but since he hasn't yet been convicted of any of those things, he can still wear his House member pin and get onto the floor.
And it sounds like he's running for office again. So he's targeting a district in New York. He's going to run for office.
Why wouldn't you? 8:33 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, John Mercure here. You know, you could always go out and buy a car or truck, or you could win one, a 2024 Ford Explorer. It's at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. You can win big there. Sarah Neubauer joins us. Hey, Sarah, tell us about the Ford Explorer that we could walk away with.
Yeah, definitely. It's our Ride On promotion. So we're giving away 2 2024 Ford Explorer SUVs this March. We just had a lucky winner on March 1st, but don't worry. We're having our next drawing on Friday, March 29th. So play with your club card now through March 29th to earn entries into the drawing. And that's not all we're giving away. We're also sharing $400,000 in total prizes. So be here on drawing days because we'll be drawing winners every hour from 1 in the afternoon until 8:30 at night.
Man, that sounds fantastic. More reasons to visit Potawatomi, the fish fry deals. We've talked about this before, Sarah. Remind us about the delicious fish fry specials at Potawatomi.
So now through March 29th as well, enjoy our 6 fish fry specials every Friday. Burger Company, located in our marketplace. Try out our fish sandwich that features a panko cod fillet and aged cheddar cheese. And for a more Wisconsin-style fish fry, visit Canal Street Cafe or Street Eats for a battered Pacific cod with fries, coleslaw, applesauce, tartar sauce, rye bread, and potato pancakes, and they're all homemade.
Oh, man, that's a classic fish fry we all know and love here in Wisconsin. What else?
Yes, we have Rock and Brews. We'll have a beer battered fish and chip special with beer battered cod. And you'll definitely have to try out the Ruiz tempura battered walleye with bok choy, bell peppers, red onions, and spicy mayo.
Ooh, that's great. You know, I love Ruyi. What's happening at Dream Dance?
Dream Dance Steakhouse is serving a porcini dusted halibut with a parsnip and cauliflower puree, wild mushroom ragu, and braised garlic Swiss chard.
For more information, check out paysbig.com. Sarah Neubauer with Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Always good to catch up. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, John.
What would you say if I told you there's a way to add to your living space without doing major construction? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings in Burlington, and that's what happened to me. I created more living space with a brand new retractable awning. It's created a lovely space on my back patio where I can be protected from the brightest sun and even rain. Ben from Comfort Awnings came by. They helped me out measuring everything out, picking out the color and the fabric. It was all super easy. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company, and I can tell you their customer service is right on point. And right now, they have a great deal. You'll get a free motor with the purchase of awnings or screens until March 15th, making it super easy to deploy this awning. Give them a call at 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
8:37, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. Friday, March 8th, our top story. A little bit loud and a bit, quote, fiery during the State of the Union.
I'm Erik Bilstad. No, you can't park your food truck there.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and everything is looking great out on the roads. We have one incident on 94 southbound right about at Rawson off on the left shoulder. Looks like a squad has a car pulled over there. But other than that, everything's rolling along great. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 43 degrees today with rain on and off. Rain ending tonight. Low down to 34. Right now, Milwaukee at 41. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President's State of the Union address was packed with cheers and jeers from either side of the aisle.
President Biden never mentioned his name, but everyone knew he was talking about Donald Trump as a threat to democracy and world peace when he said he wouldn't defend a NATO nation that didn't spend enough.
A former Republican president tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is adamant and remains adamant that he did not know he was trying to deliver fake elector packets to Vice President Mike Pence ahead of the certification of the election in 2020. This despite text messages released this week between the senator and then Trump campaign attorney Jim Trupis, showing Johnson was explicitly told the documents were about the electors. On Thursday, Johnson said he connected Troupis with his chief of staff, but maintained he knew nothing about the fake elector.
And new information on what led to the stabbing of a correctional guard downtown who was on his way to work Tuesday.
The unnamed guard was leaving a parking structure near the downtown jail early on Tuesday when he spotted 41-year-old Ronell Hart. He began to talk to Hart, who he recognized as a former inmate, when Hart pulled a sharp object out of his jacket and stabbed the officer several times, including in the neck and chest. One source close to the investigation tells me Hart has sociopathic tendencies and is a menace. Hart could get 60 years in prison. The guard is expected to make a full recovery. John Mercier, WTMJ News.
A food truck ban soon going into effect along Capitol Drive.
The Milwaukee Common Council approved legislation last month that prohibits sales from parked vehicles on both sides of Capitol Drive from 76th Street, extending west to the city limits. This in response to traffic safety concerns and cleanliness concerns. The ban begins on Saturday, March 16th. It applies to the sale of food, clothing, and other items from parked vehicles. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland of District 5 says he is looking for an alternative location for food trucks. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The Big Mac King is back in the news. Fond du Lac, right? He's where he's from?
That's right.
My count now is at 34,261.
And counting for Fond du Lac's Don Gorski, who's eaten at least one Big Mac every day since 1972.
I went to McDonald's as soon as I got my first car, and I ate my first 3 Big Macs.
First 3?
I ended up eating 9 that day.
Guinness finally showed interest in Gorski's gastronomical feat in 1997. He still has 30 years of receipts in nearly all of his Big Mac containers.
Mice got at some of them, so I did have to burn some of them.
Gorski tells Wisconsin's Midday News he's healthy and has paid for every single sandwich. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Time now for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Things looking good so far early in the day of trading. The Dow starting up 10, the NASDAQ starting up 53, and the S&P up 10. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite Financial Planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Coming up, it was the semifinals in the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. How fares our guy from Green Bay, Ben Chan? That story coming up next.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
This report is sponsored by Diamonds Direct. Your love, their passion.
Okay, I'm ready to record my jewelry store's new radio spot. We got a great script that really goes after Diamonds Direct and how they're nothing special and how we can match their price. Great stuff. Yeah.
Great. And we have this new technology that bleeps out any false claims, so it saves us time with editing. So you can start anytime.
Okay, here it goes. When you visit our jewelry store, we'll absolutely guarantee direct. Our diamonds come straight from the mine. We have cutters and Hey, what the
The hard truth is that other jewelry stores simply can't do what Diamonds Direct can. Diamonds Direct has special relationships with De Beers, international connections, and virtually unlimited buying power. The result is true direct importer pricing, exceptional quality, and up to 30 times the diamond selection you find at other stores.
I can't believe this thing won't let me say
Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get more truth at diamondsdirect.com.
Spas! The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Cream Puff Pavilion. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tub spas and saunas. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Cream Puff Pavilion. Visit 800spasale.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, get the next 2 free. Plus a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. Just like me, you'll be saying,
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
So our guy from Green Bay, professor at St. Norbert College and 9-time Jeopardy champion, Ben Chan, is moving on. He won.
Yeah, he did.
Thursday was the semifinal in the Tournament of Champions for Jeopardy. We had Professor Chan on the program with us here on Wisconsin's Morning News. Really liked him. Like, what a nice guy, right?
I have to admit, I was not confident he was going to win yesterday.
No, because he told us, like, because they had this big watch party in Green Bay. Tuesday, I think, was the last time when he advanced to Thursday, right? And he was there, and they're chanting his name and all that stuff. And we asked him, like, so you going to be at, he goes, well, there's a party that I'm aware of, but I'm going to be just friends and family.
So that was a red flag for us.
No, that's no good, because he already knows what happened.
Yeah.
Because this was filmed or recorded weeks ago. They're just first now airing. I mean, he could have helped us out. Okay, last chance. Did you win or no? I told us. He actually, I thought something interesting about that. They are in Tournament of Champions. They have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Violating that is something like $500,000.
That's what he said. He's like, "Do you have $500,000?"
Nope. But he also said there's no NDA for just regular old games or matches, but that pretty much people.
Yeah, kind of an unspoken rule and respect to keep it quiet.
He said, like, there's a camaraderie among contestants, and they know that what's good for the game is good for them and for Jeopardy, and so they keep it quiet. Nonetheless, Kendra Minert, reporting in the Green Bay Press-Gazette, she had watched it and said this one was a bit of a grind. Like, so this was not a blowout win like he had earlier in the week, where he put up almost $30,000 in winnings. I think he was sub $10,000 for this, so bit of a grind, but he is on to the final for Professor Chan. It's going to be Tuesday when we see him next. A couple other semifinals to get out of the way Friday and Monday. And Jeopardy airs on CBS 58 at 6 p.m. 8:45, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Checking the roads at 8:45, Deb.
It has been rolling along just fine this morning. Really don't have any kind of issues out on the roads. Volume a little bit up there, but everything is rolling along. Not seeing too many brake lights at all. But while you are out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you do happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for the Bath Authority. The Bath Authority provides the highest quality bathroom remodeling products along with a world-class customer experience. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and so much more. Every unit is custom built. Elevate your bathroom to a new level of luxury, style, and safety. Schedule your free in-home estimate today and get $1,000 off a new shower or bath, plus 36 months of interest-free financing. TheBathAuthority.com. A better bath awaits.
At the Bath Authority.
$8:47 on this Friday morning. It's getting tight here. We got to get it in. Every day we talk about the show. What do we got coming up? We look at the week, and oftentimes there are things that don't quite make it in. So we asked Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program, to whip up a little something with the leftovers. Here on this Friday morning is the Pancake Breakfast Special.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
I promise. That's 3 promises that I did not edit what you're about to hear.
Okay, this is for real.
I promise. All right, but first I got to set it up, right? Let me take you back to a simpler time. Come back with me to the year 2003, the launch of iTunes. The 5th Harry Potter book was released. And what movie debuted on television for the first time in the country of Chile? Yes, 26 years after the initial release of A New Hope, the Star Wars movies made its way to its television debut in the country of Chile. Now, A New Hope has a total runtime of about 2 hours, just a little higher. So, you put in commercials with that, like it's much longer than that. So if you're an advertising company, how do you combat that? Well, it took 26 years for this movie to come on the air, so advertising space, it's at a premium. And here's what this brilliant beer company did, introducing their Cerveza Cristal.
Cerveza Cristal.
Okay, so...
what's wrong with that? It's real snappy.
Exactly.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Kudos to the beer company for achieving one of the biggest and most important staples in advertising. And obviously, as we pointed out, that means having a catchy jingle. You're going to sing it for the rest of the day. So now that we've established who the beer company is, let's talk about what they did, and it's brilliant. Instead of breaking for commercial, this company would edit their own beer commercials into the movies to save time on advertising. And here's how it sounded. So in Star Wars, right? Picture Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's in Luke's aunts and uncle's house in Tatooine, for lack of a better term, right? They just met, and Obi-Wan is regaling Luke about the times spent with his father and the greatest starfighter in the galaxy, and one of the most pivotal points in the movie.
I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy. And he was a good friend. Which reminds me, I have something here for you.
Yeah, so Vince, what does Obi-Wan grab Luke in this scene?
He goes for the lightsaber.
He goes for his
right?
lightsaber.
Your father would have wanted you to have this.
Yeah, right?
When you were old enough.
Your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough.
And he reaches in the cooler. And then they would just go to commercial. Like, that's how that commercial would end. I'm telling you, it's super, super real. This did
promised
happen.
you didn't make it up.
I did not make this up, I swear. The best part is it doesn't stop there. How about in Return of the Jedi, the climax of literally the entire trilogy? It's Luke, it's Vader, it's Palpatine. They're facing off.
It is pointless to resist, my son.
And Palpatine reaches his hands out, grabs. Yeah, a lightsaber. He grabs a cool, cold one with the use of the Force.
Brilliant.
And of course, remember, it's in Chile, so we got the Spanish call.
Es inútil resistir, hijo mío.
I promise. It's a brilliant move. Well, it worked so well from a messaging standpoint, they kept doing it in other movies. So how about the high intensity scene in Lord of the Rings? They're literally looking for the ring.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Is it safe, Frodo? What are you getting? I mean, what can't be solved with a Cerveza Cristal or this emotional standoff later in the movie?
What? Gandalf. See what?
See what? So the best part in that one is like he reaches in a robe. Like there's a shot of a hand reaching in a robe, and sure enough, pulls out Cerveza Cristal.
You know what? Like, this would almost keep me watching the movie, right? I would watch it for the commercial to see when they would sneak it in.
There's a scene that doesn't work well on radio, but it's literally Luke and Yoda training, and Luke goes to the tree to grab something, and what do you think that he grabs? So there you have it. Not only a masterclass in writing a jingle, but a masterclass in putting advertisements in movies. And you're welcome, because it's going to be stuck in your head all day.
Cerveza Cristal.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Cerveza Cristal. Cerveza Cristal.
Vince Vitrano here for Gannett Chiropractic, where, every time my back's feeling a little stiff, neck not quite right, You know what I really like to do? Well, you go in there, you're just not quite right. You say, hey, Dr. Alex, boy, I sure need to get tightened up today. Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic. You know, when I'm out there at the doctor's office, I've seen children as young as infants going in for regular chiropractic care. Just talking with one of my fellow patients the other day, Amy, she had her 2- and 4-year-old daughters, both seeing Dr. Alex Young and his team at Connect Chiropractic. Better sleep. She said the kids had tummy issues before, which she believes are gone now. Better behavior, overall better health. ADHD, anxiety, those are things that can improve with regular chiropractic care. And no need, if you're spooked by whipping the neck around or cracking backs, that's not what happens here. Docs at Connect Chiropractic use a special tool to make all of the adjustments. You can join the Docs at Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa for a workshop built for parents. It's March 20th at 6 p.m. It's going to be at the office in Tosa. It's free. You don't have to be a current patient, but they would like you to sign up. You just head to the website, Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com, and I promise they'll buy you one.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
The Lenten season is here. Enjoy the fabulous Friday Lent fish fry at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. WTMJ's John Merck here. It is one of the best fish fries anywhere, and it's all you care to eat. All other dinners are buy one, get one free, including the delicious pecan-crusted salmon, the pan-fried walleye, any pasta, even the steak and lobster. And desserts and ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. I love when they bring the desserts around. Relax with a hand-muddled old-fashioned, a Manhattan, 20 classic bourbons, 100 wines, and one of the 8 elegant dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, right there in the heart of the Cuddle Moraine Forest. The setting is spectacular, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine. The drive alone is a Wisconsin must-see. And I highly recommend the Fox and Hounds All You Care to Eat Friday Lenten Fish Fry. Saturday night, buy one prime rib dinner. Get one free. Step away from your kitchen with a free dinner. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com. It's great. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ 5-day forecast is sponsored by and Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Oh, can we get that beer?
Can we send some to Drake
Cerveza Crista?
That's good. I don't know. I wonder if you could get in the States. I'm not sure.
There's got to be a way.
Of course there is, right. Rainy and breezy today with a high of 43 degrees. Tonight's low down to 34. Might see a little bit of snow mixing in at some point north of the city, and that rain coming to an end tonight. For the weekend, high of 42 on Saturday. Maybe a few flurries in the afternoon. Sunday's high 46 under sunny skies.
Do we have the Power Hour, the original Power Hour, coming up next with our guys?
What is that? We're looking over at Charlie.
Not the OG lineup. There's a little bit of an adjustment.
Okay. All right. Big day, though, of course, after a State of the Union address.
WTMJ's Steve Scafidi is coming up next. We'll do the business headlines first. They're brought to you by... Here's MBJ's Linda Spice.
Hello! Los Feliz officials approve a development agreement to convert a former industrial building